opposite end as
scoring
he comes
area
in,
against Dami. I think when he's going to get it wrong,
to ball strong deliveries and strong lengths.
a little bit shorter on the
Sets
leg
up from
stump
his
line.
run-up.
There's a big gap from fine leg all the way to mid wicket where there's not a fielder in sight, and both these two batters will be looking to use that area, turn busily towards from fine
square
leg all the way to mid wicket.
Yeah, and I think it's also part of the tactical
scoring area against Dami. I think when he's going to get it
into
wrong,
the left hip,
just
if
a
you
little
like,
bit shorter,
and then to
on
shape
the
one
leg
away
stump line,
into
there's a
the
big
slip
gap
cordon.
from fine leg all the way to mid wicket.
Edge,
There's not a
and it's
fielder
down
in sight, and
towards
both these two
third
batters
man.
are
The
looking
fielder
to
is about
use
5
that
yards
area,
in, and there's
when Dami
the
gets
delivery
it
you're
wrong.
just talking about.
Almost
Yeah,
setting
and
up with a
I think
few
it's also
in-swingers
part
and then
of the tactical plan.
the one that holds his
ball
line outside the off stump,
into
and the batter goes for a big flowing drive.
the left hip, if
doesn't
you
get a
like,
hold of it.
and then to shape one
and
away.
it's quite clear to see that
the one that's coming back into the left hip is slightly
Edge,
shorter.
and
The
it's
one
down
that's
towards
obviously
third man. The fielder is
going
about
away
5
slightly
yards
fuller,
in, and
so
there's
he can
the
bring the
delivery
slips
you're just
into play.
talking about.
Setting up
But you're
with a
right,
few
there is a
in-swingers and then
massive
just
gap on the leg side, and
having
if
one that
anything,
holds its line outside the off
it's
stump, and the
tough to
batter
get
goes for
a
big
massive
flowing
away
drive
swing
doesn't
against
get
a
a hold of it.
strong breeze.
Yeah,
wind
and
that's
it's
coming
quite clear to
across
see
the
that
pitch. The one that's coming back into the left hip is slightly shorter. The one that's obviously going away slightly fuller, so he can bring the slips into play.
And sometimes, do you think the danger?
But you're right, there is a massive gap on the leg side, and if anything,
slightly swing in, but
it's
doesn't swing
tough
in
to
as
get
much because he
a
does get a
massive away
huge amount of
swing
in-swing with
against
that
a
wind.
strong
And when he does
breeze
maybe
and
try
wind
and
that's
hold
coming across
the
the
line,
pitch.
it might just still move in slightly. Is that a challenge when you see the
straight to
variation
cover,
of in-swing as
cut by
well?
Yeah, absolutely. So you need subtle variation, and you need
Sometimes, do you think
subtle
the danger
differences.
ball
You can see in the
is
action,
the one
it's a
that
predominant
does
in-swing
slightly
action.
swing in, but doesn't
and
swing
you
in
can
as
see
much
from the
because he
release
does
point.
get a huge amount of in-swing
yes, he
with,
does
with
swing
that
it
wind. And when he does maybe try and
lot.
hold the line,
because of his
it
action,
might just still
helped
move in
by this
slightly.
strong breeze.
Is that a
But
challenge
the
when
one
you
that
see the
doesn't
variation
swing
of
or
in-swing
just
as well?
holds its Yeah, line up absolutely. with So the you same need action, subtle variation,
can
and
be
you
the
need
one that's
subtle differences. You
a
can see in the
difficult delivery to
action,
pick up
it's a
because
predominant.
the cues are the
swing
same,
action,
but the outcome
and you
is
can
not
see
the
from the
same.
release
So,
point.
can be very
Yes, he does swing it
if you're not watching carefully.
a lot because of his action, helped by this strong
Good to get
breeze.
your thoughts in a moment.
But the one that doesn't swing or just holds its
With
line
Danny
up
having
with the same action
the action
can be the one
of an
that's
in-swing bowler.
a difficult delivery to pick up because the cues are the same,
How do we
but the
pick that up
outcome
in
is not
terms
the
of,
same. So
the action?
Can be very difficult if you're not
That
watching
one
carefully.
goes through to keeper Asif. That's a little bit low. Good to
So
get
if you
thoughts
from a
in
technical
moment.
point, if you look at the release point, so
With
the
Dami having
left side
the action
isn't
of
as
an in-swing
isn't
bowler.
as strong as much, so it kind of leaks a little bit more, and the
How do
delivery
we pick
becomes
that
more
up in terms of
vertical with
the action?
the wrist pointing probably more
That
towards
one
fine leg on the
goes
point
through
of
to
release.
Keeper
So
Asif.
as you can see from the action,
That's a little bit low.
so if you from a technical point, if you look at the release point,
further
so
over,
the left
release
side
point of the wrist
isn't as
pointing
as
towards
strong
fine
as
leg.
much, so it kind of leaks a little bit more.
Whereas the
and
outswinger
delivery becomes
probably
more
go the wrist
vertical
pointing the
with
opposite way,
the wrist pointing
fingers right behind
probably
the ball.
more towards fine leg on the point of release. So as you can see from the action,
Nicely timed past the
he's
diving
almost
fielder.
at 12 o'clock or a little
Dim
bit
Sharkey
further over.
couldn't quite get a hand
the
on it.
release point of
Races
the
away
wrist
through point for 4.
is
And
actually
a good show of
pointing
timing
towards
early
fine
on
leg.
from the Jersey batters.
Whereas the
And it's
the
16 for none.
outswinger will probably
Fantastic
go the
cricket
wrist
shot.
pointing the opposite
Just
way.
slightly back of the length, a
And
little
the
bit of
fingers
width
right
on
behind
offer,
the ball.
and he's really crashed into that diving pass.
Nicely
the
timed
backward point
past the
fielder
diving
there.
fielder.
And it just goes to show how good of a square
Dim
this
Sharkey
is as well.
couldn't
It's
quite
actually
get a
kicked off
hand
the
on it.
square
Races away through
and
point for
actually
4. And a
got
good show
some
of
pace on
timing
the
early
delivery
from
as
the
it
Jersey batters.
leaves past the
And
fielder
16 for none.
and races towards the boundary.
Fantastic
So
cricket
a really
shot.
good
Just
cricket wicket
slightly
and a
back
good
of the
cricket
length, a
square.
little bit of width on
It's a
offer,
sign of a great
and he's
pitch
really
when
crashed into
IDC
that diving
a
pass.
perfectly timed on drive.
the
where ball
backward
just
point
skips
fielder
onto
there,
the bat, or
and it
just
just
like
goes
that
to show
with
how
your
good of a
back
square
foot
this is
punch,
as well.
go away
It's actually
with
kicked off the
timing
square
through the
and
covers. Lovely
actually
shot from Jude.
got some pace on the
Carlisle
delivery
now
as
strikes
it
you over.
leaves past the fielder and races towards the
to
boundary.
say
So
that,
a
maybe
really good
even
cricket wicket and a
jag
good
in
cricket
there
square.
from- It's the sign of a great pitch when either you see a perfectly timed on drive.
Feels like his
skips
main
onto
method
the
of
bat, or just
dismissal,
like that, where you see
the
a
cap
he's going for
back
is
foot
punch, go away with 4 men
timing
waiting through
Yeah.
the covers. Lovely
Yeah,
shot from
absolutely,
Jude.
and it's
Carlisle
and so
now
it should be
striking
on
you
a day like this with this kind of situation, but with this
to stay a little bit
responsibility
low,
up
maybe
up
even
front.
Jagging
You know,
there
he's
from
well into
Carl Campbell.
bowling inside the power play, taking the new ball, and he should be looking to hit them lengths as often
Feels
as
like
possible.
his main method of dismissal that Cammy's going for is beautiful. 4 men waiting.
Yeah.
In the corner. Carline
absolutely.
standing tall.
And so it should be on a day like
Whacking it
this
away
with
through
this
the
kind of
covers.
situation. But with this
Brilliant shot.
responsibility up,
Quite rare
up
you
front,
see a cut shot go
you know, he's
almost
well
that
into
straight.
bowling
It's
inside the
almost
power
hit it
play,
through extra
taking
cover,
the new
beat
ball.
Everyone is using
Mid-off
AI
on the
in their
side.
own capability.
Commanding shot from the Jersey opener. 20 for none.
Yeah, looked really in
Beautiful.
control, really impressive shot. Back foot
Carline
punch, like you
standing
say.
tall.
Bit of an unorthodox A to hit it
Whacking
into,
away through the covers.
but fantastic
Brilliant
shot,
shot.
as it races away
Quite
to
rare
the
you see
boundary.
a cut shot go
And they've got
almost that
some work
straight.
to do here, the
It's
Nepal
almost
guys.
hit it through extra
Not
cover,
as easy as the
beating
other night.
mid-off on the left side. Really commanding
Jersey
shot from
batters will
the Jersey
know.
opener. 20 for none.
Yeah, looked really in control, really impressive shot. Back foot punch, like you say. A little bit of an unorthodox A to hit it into.
One area you could say
But
is
fantastic shot as it races away to the boundary.
bolster up the cover field.
And they've got some work to do here, the Nepal guys.
One thing you could
It's not
say
as
is
easy
they
as the
just
other
maybe
night.
got slightly ahead of themselves.
Jersey
on Monday
batters
will know they'll just Jersey batters batting time though. Got off to a decent start and then wickets started to tumble. So these still be looking to set a really solid platform this morning. One area you could say as third slip does come out to bolster up the cover field. One thing you could say
Big
is they
swing.
just maybe got slightly ahead of themselves. Almost a tiny little deviation off the edge there from Carline as he
Jersey batters
walks himself out towards
got off to
square
a
leg.
decent
Start and then
very
wicket started to
passionate
tumble. So these still be looking to set a really solid platform. Felt that was there to be hit if it wasn't for the extra bit of swing from the breeze. Good bowling from Cammy.
Yeah, great bowling, putting in the right area, especially
Big
after
swing.
making a boundary.
Almost
Good
a
comeback.
tiny little deviation
And I don't
off
mind
the edge
this
there from Carline as he
From Harrison at all.
walks
If that's in
himself
his
out
area and
towards
he's
square
quite
leg.
positive to hit that,
Very
I don't
passionate
mind showing
cricketer.
that intent.
He'd have felt that was there to be hit if it wasn't for the extra bit of swing from the breeze. Good bowling from Cammy.
Yeah, great bowling, putting in the right area, especially after leaking a boundary. Good
Very
comeback.
Interesting how
And I don't mind this from Harrison at all.
just from
If
a
that's in his
observer's
area and he's quite
perspective,
positive to hit that, I don't mind showing that
sometimes the ball is
intent.
coming onto the bat absolutely beautifully, and then sometimes we get hints of the latter period of the game on Monday where it is a little bit too paced, a little bit tricky to time. You getting that too, or is this just a batter trying to get into his innings?
No, it's quite evident. You can see that.
Just
And
from
sometimes
an
there's a number of
observer's
factors that you can look at. It's probably the
Sometimes the ball is
hard
coming onto the bat
area of the pitch where
absolutely beautifully.
there might not be
and then
as
sometimes we
much
get
grass or
hints of
whether
the
it's
latter period of
quite
the game
bare.
on Monday where it is a little
The-
bit
the
too
other
pacey,
parts
a
of
little
that
bit
could
tricky
be
to time.
where the ball is actually
Getting
hitting
that
the
too, or
leather
is
as
this
opposed
just
to
a
the
batter
seam.
trying to get into his innings?
No,
So
you know,
quite
there's
evident
different
you can see
impacts
that.
that you can get. And sometimes there's a number of factors that you
but
can
it
look at.
also
It probably depends on the trajectory of the bowler. You look at
hard
hard calmy area of the pitch
compared to
where
some
of the Jersey boys
might not be
as
coming
much
as well.
grass.
So whether it's
So early doors, you know,
bare.
there's different challenges. The other part is more of a speedy bowler, whereas where the ball is actually hitting the leather. Dami from the other end, who's not too dissimilar in height. You know, there's different impacts that you can get off
a little
the
bit more
pitch.
bounce.
But it also
obviously both
depends
of
on
them
the
two
trajectory of the
bowlers
bowler. You look
are
at
nothing
Sompal
compared to the
Kami
Jersey
compared to some of the Jersey boys.
There's
There's
different
different
trajectory coming as well. Deliver from a different
early
height.
doors, you know, there's different challenges.
Different.
Kami's more of a
you
skinny
pose
bowler,
different
whereas
challenges to batters.
if you look at Dami from the other end, who's not too dissimilar in
Dami
height,
definitely
but
posed
seems to
a
get
huge
a
challenge
little bit more
to the
bounce.
Jersey top order.
but obviously both of them two bowlers
Okay, here he is
are
now.
nothing compared to the Jersey
Frontline bowlers who are a
prods
lot
at
taller
one
in
and
stature,
Gets a single down towards
deliver
third
from a
man.
different height. The trajectory is different. The bounce
Very
is different.
intent cricketer
So
is
you know you
pose different
huge.
challenges to batters.
sign of a well, Dami definitely posed batsman
a
looking for
huge
runs
challenge.
to
Posed
the
different
Jersey
challenges.
top order. Play down towards third man for good
Okay,
delivery
here he
from
is now.
Dami. Who prods at one and gets a single
Now
down
Carline,
towards third
who
man. Seems to be a little bit more authoritative with the bat. Very intent cricketer is Googe. Sign of a batsman looking for runs with a play down towards third man for good delivery from Dami. Beautiful delivery. Almost unplayable when Dami is bowling. Seems to be a little bit more authoritative with the bat. Skill with the in-swingers and then able to pull out a delivery like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sign of a really good bowler. Lots of experience behind him, and got a real good skill set as well. Just squaring up Harrison there.
Beautiful delivery.
But again, asking the right questions.
Almost unplayable
you know,
when Dami
being
is
relentless with his length and line that
such
he's bowling.
skill with the in-swing,
Asking
and then able to
questions
pull out
about
delivery like that.
the outside of the bat, sign of a really, really good bowler. Lots of experience behind him, and got a real good skill set as well.
Whip down
Just
towards fine leg.
squaring
It's gonna
up
take a little bit of
Harrison
stopping,
there.
but Nandan
But
Yadav
again,
does well out
asking
in the
the right
deep,
questions.
preventing a second run.
You know, being relentless with his length and line that he's bowling.
That's bread and butter.
Asking
for these
questions
two,
about
isn't it,
the
when in-swing
outside
just
of the
gets it
bat
wrong onto the hips
and trying to bring his
whip it
slips
away
into
for a
play.
nice and easy
Fantastic.
single.
Yeah, and that often the danger is when you've done all the hard work
Whip down
and you
towards fine
release
leg.
one that's
It's gonna
just
take a
gone
little bit of
leaking
stopping.
down leg side. It's
But
not
Nandan Yadav
it's not
does
a
well
great
out
sign
in the
for a
deep,
bowler, but
preventing a
unfortunately,
second run.
you know, they're the fine margins that you're playing with at this level.
That's bread and butter for these two, isn't it? When the in-swinger just gets it wrong onto the hips and can whip it away for a nice and easy single.
Yeah, and that often the danger is when you've done all the hard work and you release one that's just gone leaking down leg side.
There, Kaz.
It's not a great sign you move all, but unfortunately, you know, they're the fine margins that you're playing with at this level.
No, that was pretty quick then. Yeah, both these two opening batters. Just got a bit of coffee in my throat there, Kaz.
It's the fastest I've seen you move all day.
Judging by their reaction, they
Not
knew
even I was
what
gonna
was
get
on
you a
offer.
cup of tea for
A
you.
great
Oh,
opportunity
slot.
against a top 40 side to show you can do it at the best. And Googe already looks a confident.
Yeah, both these two opening
batters.
batter.
They're dismissed. Just by the way he's transferring his weight
Monday.
into his shot.
Judging by their reaction, they knew what was on offer.
A
Yeah,
great
and
opportunity against a top
A
40
subtle
side
difference
to
there. If
show you can do it
again,
at the
from
best.
my perspective, you've got him out playing the short ball on the last game. It wasn't a convincing
looks
shot. It went straight to
confident,
sort of
more
short mid
confident
wicket.
batter.
Not really seeing the ball short enough
By
to
the way he's
challenge him
transferring
again.
his weight into
Because if
his-
you've got out
into
with
his
that
shots,
delivery,
you saw there
I'd
in
probably
the-
look to
in
try
the
and set
practice
him up
shot
again
he
with
made.
that delivery.
Yeah,
and test it again. See
a
if
subtle
the
difference
pattern is
there.
If again, from my perspective,
There's a
you've
beautiful
got him
shot.
out playing the short ball.
Away through
on
square leg. That's the
the
gap
last
we've
game.
mentioned already today.
It wasn't a convincing shot. It went straight to sort of short mid
Almost a
wicket.
carbon copy.
Not really seeing the ball short enough to
from
challenge him
Monday.
again.
But yeah, you're
If
right.
you've
we
got out
saw
with that delivery,
Dami,
I'd probably look to try
he's
and
got a
set him up
sneaky
again
bounce
with that
doesn't he?
delivery.
And I wonder if
test
that
it
is
again,
almost
see
part of the
if the
tactic.
pattern is there.
Let Patrick Googe almost get comfortable on
There's
the
a
front
beautiful
foot,
shot.
and then that bouncer is more of a target
Away
ball
through square leg. That's the gap
than a
we've
real
mentioned
ploy
already
when they're
today.
building them up consecutively. That's the end of the over at 26
And it's
for now.
almost a carbon copy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on there.
Monday.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you know,
you're
from
right,
a bowling
we
perspective,
saw
and again,
Dami-
good tips for
He's
youngsters
got
who
a
are coming
sneaky
through.
bouncer, doesn't he?
Try and set your bowler up with at least 2-3 deliveries.
Just to let
you know,
Patrick
try and get
Googe
him
almost
into
get
the right
comfortable on the front foot, and then
false
that
sense
bouncer
of
is more of a
security in
target
terms of what they're
ball
trying to do, and
than a
then set
real
them up
ploy
with a
when they're
surprise
building them up
package.
consecutively. That's the end of the over at 26 for now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on there. You know, from
Now,
a
this
bowling
is
perspective,
very,
and
very
again, good tips
interesting.
for youngsters who are coming
Saw a bit
through.
of him
Try and set your bowler up
in
with
the
at least
first
2-3
game. Lalit
deliveries.
Rajbanshi.
You know,
तपाईँ
Make his mark.
त्यो फाउन्डेसन
sense
डेभलपिङ
of security in
सेक्टरको
terms of what they're
पार्टबाट
trying to do.
हुनुहुन्छ सफ्टवेयर
Early days,
डेभलपमेन्टको
very
पार्ट
good with the surprise package still swinging around.
यसमा ठ्याक्कै तपाईँले सोध्नु भएको कुराको उत्तर भनेको चाहिँ ह्याक नहुने खालको सिस्टम बनाउन सकिँदैन
Now this is very, very
खालको सिस्टम बनाउन
saw
सकिँदैन
a bit of him
Seeing areas also off the
in the
pitch.
first
The
game.
off-spin,
Lalit Rajbanshi
खालको सिस्टम बनाउन सकिँदैन
arm spin.
looking to make his mark with a bit of spin in
Inside
the
the
power
power
play.
play.
Interesting call.
Early doors,
Well, we'll
very
see if it
interesting,
works,
especially when the
because-
ball's still swinging around.
There's always that potential
And he
that
wasn't
ball
the
can
first
skid
choice
on.
spinner to come on. Obviously, with Sandeep being
And
off the
seems to
pitch,
be the angle, doesn't it? With left arm round to the
Depender
right
as
hander.
well, seeing areas
With
also
the new
off
ball,
pitch,
which
the
can
off-spinner.
sometimes slide on, as I just
Turn to the
mentioned,
left arm
it
spin
really brings the pads and the stumps into play. And
inside the power
the reason
play.
why there's a slip in is because the spin away
Well,
from
we'll
the
see
back.
if it
and
works, because
if Lalit can get a little bit of grip,
always that potential
brings
that ball can
multiple
just skid on.
dismissals into play. And this
bit
seems
of
to be
early
the
intent
angle,
from
doesn't it? With
Carlisle
left arm
and
round
into
to the
single.
right hander.
Yeah, two
with
things
the
from
new
me.
ball, which
From a
can
bowling
sometimes
perspective, you
slide
want
on,
to
as
see
I
if
just
you can
mentioned.
extract some spin
It
early.
really
It goes
brings
very
the
difficult,
pads and the stumps
but it
into
is a
play.
used pitch, so
The reason why
the
there's a
potential
slip in
could
is
be a
'cause
little
the
bit
spin
turned
away
to
from
find the
back
right
and
pace and the right balance and the right area.
can get a little
From a
bit of
batting
grip,
point of view,
brings
not
multiple
to let them get on top.
dismissals
So
into
you're going to
play.
have to use your feet. You're going to have to manipulate the
A bit
gaps
of
and
early
use the
intent
power
from
play
Carlisle and
element
into the
in
single.
because there's plenty of gaps over the top. Two things from me. From a bowling perspective, you want to see if you can extract some spin early doors. Very difficult, but it is a used pitch, so the potential could be a little bit turned to find the right pace and the right bounce in the right area. From a batting point of view, not to let them get on top, so you're going to have to use your feet. You're going to have to manipulate the gaps and use the power play element in it, because there's plenty of gaps over the top.
Although I think you might have to help me out here, Kaz. I think I just see the one fielder out in the deep. A bit of a tempter. Yes. Out at deep square leg and long spin is on. With only two deep men. Two fielders out as the restrictions blending in with the crowd out there. There's a bit of grip then, taking the shoulder of. Although I think the bat from Googe. You might have to help me out here.
पछि त त्यो ह्याकै नहुने खालको चाहिँ सिस्टम डेभलप गर्न सकिन्न
yes, to start to get a deep square leg, so I wonder if it might be a slightly shorter spell.
Yeah, and
blending in with the crowd.
And often captains might do that. They might go for 3 or 4 overs just to see if they can
grip then, taking the shoulder
potentially extract some spin early doors. Maybe just change the momentum of the batters.
It feels a good play.
They're getting accustomed to the seam a lot more.
These two start to get accustomed to it. So
again,
यो प्रश्न चाहिँ कस्तो भयो भनेदेखि एउटा पर्फेक्ट मान्छे बनाउन सकिन्छ भन्ने खालको प्रश्न भयो.
He's gone for the one. He's bowled some good areas just to see if they can, if anything, potentially just like extract some spin early doors. Maybe just change the momentum of the batters. The flight of delivery might not be as getting accustomed to the seam a lot more. But interesting to the wicket. Again, I do say it's a used wicket.
End of the over then, 27.
He started off really well there, Lally. He's gone for the one. He's bowled some good areas, good pace.
Signs of that.
Anything, I'd probably just
fans in.
Personally, I'd probably say
there you go.
Just go a little bit quicker.
Helga system बनाउन सकिन.
The flight of delivery might not be as effective.
बनाउन सकिन.
But interesting
support. So we've got the opening bowler from last game, Karen KC, final onside. End of the over then, 27 for none. His first change. And there's our early signs of the Nepal fans in.
Did Karen
there you go. They've got the memo. They're on camera, giving us a nice wave.
So quite similar to Darnay from that end.
So we've got the opening bowler from last game, Karen KC.
He'll obviously hit the splice of the bat hard.
His first change.
I would expect him.
Drive on the up. Glorious shot from Carlisle. Brings plenty of appreciation from his teammates. And Karen starts with the full delivery. It's been put away.
Darnay from that end. Relentless in terms of into his stride quite quickly, but that's a loose half volley hard outside off stump, hit to the extra cover region.
Drive on the up,
and that was definitely
glorious shot from Carlisle. Brings plenty of appreciation from his teammates. I was about to say that. And Karen starts with the full delivery. It's been put away.
I was just about to say I expect him to get into his stride quite quickly, but that's a loose half volley outside off stump, hit through the extra cover region. Yeah, he's a valley cricketer. He's obviously got a lot of experience. He's been around the circuit for a long time.
I was about to say that
fast bowler for Nepal's perspective, and he'll be crucial to their campaign going forward in the next couple of weeks. So I think what Nepal are trying to do early doors is to change the bowlers often as possible. 3-4 over spells. Yeah, he's a valley cricketer. He's obviously got a lot of experience. He's been around the circuit for a long time. He's quite an experienced fast bowler for Nepal's perspective.
You reckon the Rajbanshi decision to bring him on is just almost testament
in the next couple of weeks? So
is that I
think what Nepal are trying to do games like this is change the bowlers from a coaching perspective. I would probably try and throw different elements in there that might come up in the next tournament as well, which potentially could be giving them time in the middle, but practice opportunities with the new ball.
So you
might
reckon
not be often that he does
the Rajbanshi decision to bring him on is just almost testament?
Yeah, cover all bases.
Is that a ploy?
Yeah, often on games like this, from a coaching perspective, skill and an art. I would probably try and throw.
Launched away by Carlisle. Drop short from Karen KC. And he's yet to quite get his radar
sorted.
Time
in the middle, but practice opportunities
in his first
with the new
over.
Ball. Might not be
what we've seen from Carlisle is just how quick he is at pouncing on the short
cover
delivery.
all bases, I would say.
And he's been put away before Karen. 35 for none.
It's a skill and an art. Didn't look
launched away by Carlisle.
He's
dropped short from Karen KC.
Harrison very
he's yet to quite get his radar sorted.
wicket area.
In his first over,
Helped on by the breeze.
Carline is just how quick he is at pouncing on the short delivery. Just the two slips in. He's been put away for 4, Karen. 35 for none.
Yeah, didn't look like there was a lot of pace behind that. He's capitalised on the length, Harrison, very, very quickly. Just on early observation, mid-wicket area, we're talking about helped on by the breeze. The ballers on from the right ends as often as possible. With the two right-handers in and the breeze going across the ground, I would probably like to see the left-arm spinner coming from the other end.
The mark once more.
And the right-arm seamer from this end extracting the swing. Just on early observation, it looks like we're talking about a strong breeze coming. Trying to get the ballers on from the right ends as often as possible. With the two right-handers in and the breeze going across the ground, I would probably like to see the left-arm spinner
with the extra drift
other end
get on the ball with the wind,
and the right-arm seamer from this end extracting the swing.
Because when you're facing a left-arm off spinner as a right-hander, you're expecting the ball to move away with grip. And when the drift comes into play more, it almost over-accentuates the one that slides right there, Kaz.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's probably the first time that they might have
with the extra drift you can get on
in the two games.
With the wind.
However,
they almost can then add on to the slide, because when you're facing a left arm off spinner as a right-hander, you're expecting the ball to move away with grip.
Indeed.
And when the drift comes into play,
Googe then on strike,
over-accentuates the one that slides on.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's probably the first time that
solid stalled out so far. These two
on from the wrong end in the two games. However, they might know something that we don't know.
Stay overs in. Sure, that's 35 for none.
The A team.
Yeah, indeed. Googe then on strike.
15, Harrison, they've set a good, solid stalled out so far, these two. Just after this ball, looking to... It'd be great to hear your thoughts from a spin bowling point of view. Stay overs in, 35 for none. When both the variation of the ball sliding and gripping come into play, how much of an effect can the bowler have on that? Or is it simply you run up and bowl the same every time and it's the natural variation from the ball? Just after this ball, Kaz,
I think he can be very effective. A slight change in the grip, a slight angle change, a slight angle change
the variation of
crease, a release into play. You know, a difference in the slight trajectory, so the release on where you're coming from,
or is it simply
the pace that you put on. There's lots of different variations spinners can bowl, and I think he can be very effective. Somebody who's worked with some quality spinners before, both at county level and international level, is to really work on all these repertoire as much as possible. A release in, because they're the tools that are going to help you in figure out trajectory. So the release
slap down the ground.
The pace. It's
going to be a chase on.
Lots of different variations.
I just had to stop it with my foot.
And one thing that I encourage.
Brilliant shot there.
Who's worked with some quality spinners
Harrison,
before,
bit of footwork. Is that village from me?
Probably should have got down.
Is to really work on all the brown swids because they're the tools that are going to help you. Figure out. Help the fielder.
Slap down the ground.
Very good for you. That.
It's going to be a chase on.
Taking a bit of shine off the ball.
Just had to stop it with my foot.
Have you just disturbed the regulations?
Brilliant shot there.
Let's get the briefcase.
Harrison, bit of footwork.
Is that village from me?
Brilliant shot though.
Got down, done a good bit
Harrison.
Of fielding, right?
The brown swids have
now it drops
put
short.
the plunk
अब AI
Think about a single on the
help
fumble.
the fielder.
I think
very good for you, that Charlie.
I
I've taken a bit. I think the one thing for me is when a spinner comes on in the power play,
the regulations.
if you get hit down the ground for a shot like that,
Let's get the
I don't
briefcase of
think
balls
the
out
spinner
then.
will mind it too much.
Brilliant shot though from
he's hit a decent
Harrison.
area and it's pretty good batting from Harrison. However, the next delivery, which was dropped short, it drops it short, especially the fielding side of the whole.
Think about a single on the fumble.
Few of those. I think
it's a good throw there.
I think the one thing for me is when a spinner comes on in the power play from Lallet.
So early doors
down the ground for
again
a shot like that. I don't think
one of my
the spinner
previous
will mind it
ballers
too much
in
because
Kuwait,
he's
Yassine
hit a
Patel,
decent
was
area
fantastic
and
at this.
Pretty good
left arm
batting from
spinner
Harrison.
coming in
However,
with a
the
brand
next
new
delivery,
ball,
which was dropped short,
targeting the stumps. So the plan
especially
was
the
to
fielding
target
side
the
of the
pads
hole.
as
We
often
want
as
to see as
possible.
few of
If he
those
gets
as
hit
possible.
on the ground, not a problem. He's got his fielders
That
out. That's
seems to
okay.
be perfect.
But he's coming in And his repertoire was fantastic.
मान्छे अब keep up गर्दै जाने हो
So
हेर्नुहोस्।
early doors, it try
again,
and show one that he's going to spin.
One of my previous bowlers,
but
in Kuwait,
Yassine
from a
Patel
batting
was
point of view, you
fantastic
just
at this.
need to see
left
some
arm
cues.
spinner coming in
And
with a
often
brand
if
new
the
ball,
cues are not
targeting
there
the stumps.
as
So the
much,
plan was to target
there's
the
confusion
confusion
in
of
play.
play. So you try and
gets
target
it
the
down
stumps
the
as much
ground,
as possible.
not a
But the
problem, he's
length
got
is
his fielders
key,
out, that's okay.
especially with the
But
new
he's
ball.
coming
So
in,
if you can
and
get
his
his
drift
repertoire
coming
was
back into the
fantastic.
pads,
He'd go arm
and you
ball,
can
he'd
end
go
up,
seam up, you know,
it-
affecting
it-
the
it try and
LBW,
show
or you can
one
get a
that he's
stump
going
from
to
a
spin,
ball that just
but
carries its line
that-
through.
from a
That's
batting
what you
point of
really
view,
want to
you
be
just
looking
need
at
to
early
see some
doors.
cues. And often if the cues are not there,
Well, this
as
is an
much,
interesting play.
There's confusion in play. So you try and target the stumps as much as possible, but the
Now,
length
they're only allowed
is
two
key,
fielders out
especially
here
with a
now.
new ball. So if you
At
can
the
get
minute,
that
there's
drift coming
three.
back into the
There
pads,
is
and
a
you can
man
end up,
almost at deep
you know,
mid-wicket.
affecting the LBW, or
Walking
you can get a
towards the
stumping
flags
from
out
a
there.
ball
Deep
that just
square leg comes
carries its
inside
line
the
through.
ring.
That's what you really want to be looking at
And
early
then
doors.
Nandan Yadav heads out to fine leg. Well, this is an interesting play. Looks like deep mid wicket. Now they're only allowed two fielders out here, just on the right
At the
shoulder.
minute, there's
of the man
three.
inside the ring. There is a man almost at deep mid wicket, just walking
Karen
towards
Casey
the
bowls
flags
just
out
back
there.
of a
Deep
length
square
as
leg
the
comes
first cheer
inside
comes
the
from
ring. Nepalese fans. And then Nandan Yadav heads out to fine
What's
leg.
the tactic
here? Deep mid wicket's actually moving further round now, almost to a deep square leg.
Short
Looks
ball
like
ploy,
deep mid
perhaps?
wicket's actually coming.
I don't know, he
quite
hasn't stopped
square,
walking.
just on
That's what's
right
confusing me.
shoulder
I
of
don't
the
know
man
whether he's the
inside the
man
ring.
gone off the pitch or he's been substituted out. I'm not sure. But it
Karen
seems
Casey
like
bowls
he's
just back of a length as the first cheer comes from the
it
Nepalese
seems like
fans.
he's off the pitch
What's the
actually.
tactic here? Deep mid wicket's
And
actually
he would have been in the
moving
right
further
area
round
to
now,
take
almost
that
to a
catch
deep square leg.
at the start of this over.
Short ball ploy, perhaps?
Well, that looks to be
Wrong
trickling
way,
away
wrong
for
way.
four.
That's what's
Another good
confusing
shot
me. I
from
don't know
Gooch.
whether
Remember,
he's
that's
the
how
man
we saw
gone
him
off
get
the
out
pitch or
in
he's
the
been
first game.
substituted out. I'm not sure.
But we can
it
confirm that the
seems
man
like
who went
he's-
out to deep mid wicket was indeed getting subbed off, and it's third man
seems
who's out
like
on the
he's
boundary along with fine
off the
leg. So that's
pitch,
a very
actually.
orthodox field here.
And he
for
would have
Karen
been in the
Casey.
right area to
But
take
did
that
just drop
catch
it short.
at the start of this over.
Wait, nicely there by
Well,
Patrick
that looks
Gooch.
to be trickling
Yeah,
away
it's
for
the
four.
First sign of the pull shot.
Another
that's
good
come
shot
out.
from Gooch. Remember,
Again,
that's how we saw him get out
you know,
in the first
the test
game.
for me needs to be.
But
a
we
little
can
bit more
confirm
clinical.
that the man who went
A
out
little
to
more
deep mid
pace.
wicket was indeed
See if he
getting
can get up
subbed
sort
off.
of
And it's
held
third
up
man
high,
who's out on the
skid it on a
boundary
little bit
along
more,
with fine
see if
leg.
there's
So
a
back to a
perfect
very
timing
orthodox
belt
field
in
here for
terms of
Karen Casey.
coming off the
But
bat.
did just drop it short and pulled away nicely there by Patrick Gooch.
Yeah, it's the first sign of the pull shot.
स्केल अपमा एआई को रोल कहाँ देख्नुहुन्छ र हामीले नेपालले के गर्न जरुरी देख्छौँ
A little bit more clinical.
Still looking for a second run. That is brilliant.
यसको उत्तर पनि हेर्नु राजजी एकदमै त्यो
Get it on a little bit more.
इमेजिन गरेर नै उत्तर दिनुपर्छ हेर्नु यो फिल्ड जो
Still
Coming off
looking
the bat.
to get back for a second run. Good solid murmur from the hospitality marquee. Just outside the boundary bar, you'll see it.
Patrick Gooch
In
drops
a
his
moment
bat as he
here.
goes out for a quick single.
Grainville.
He's still looking for a second
on
run. That
Monday,
is
perhaps
brilliant.
Expecting a From the slightly
young man.
better weather forecast. There you can see just at the top right of your screen. Show of intent. Good gathering of these Jersey supporters to get back for a second run. Good solid murmur from the hospitality
Yeah,
marquee.
fantastic credit
Just
to
outside the boundary
Jersey
bar,
cricket.
You'll see it in a moment here.
They've put on a real show
Grainville.
here.
A few more
Great to
fans
see
than
hospitality
on
here.
Monday, perhaps expecting a slightly
And most
better weather
importantly,
forecast. There you can see just
Great
at the
to
top
see
right of
people
your
coming
screen.
out to support their home
यो
team.
अडिट भन्ने
Gathering
Great
of
opposition
Jersey
on.
supporters.
in this series here, where we will also be seeing the UAE coming a
fantastic
little bit
credit
later.
to
Jersey cricket
this month.
Three flags.
They've put on
Tell
a
you
little
that
show
story.
here.
Nepal,
Great to see hospitality
Jersey,
here.
UAE flags fluttering away.
And most importantly, it's great to see people
Carline
coming
looks
out to
just
support
slightly
their
get
home
squared
team.
up as he pats that one back to
Great
the bowler.
opposition on in
Something
this
you
series
picked up
here,
on last
where
game,
we
isn't
will
it?
also be
How
seeing
Carline
the
looks
UAE
so
coming
solid
a
in
little bit
defence, but
later
sometimes he can just be beaten
this month.
on the outside
three
edge and
flags.
can
Tell
tell
you
that
that
story
story.
more than other batters.
Nepal,
But I think what
Jersey,
what Carline is
UAE
so
flags
good at
fluttering
is
away.
the ball striking and picking up on length early. Carline, he's been one of the picks of the Jersey batters. He pats that one back to the bowler over the series so far.
Yeah, and a strong batter for
Something you
Jersey.
picked up
I've
on last
seen him in a
game,
number of
isn't it?
tournaments now,
How
and he's always
Carline
contributed
looks
to
so
the side.
solid in defence, but sometimes he can just be
And he's been
beaten
strong
on the outside
trying to
edge
get
and
intent
square
into
up
the power
slightly
play.
more than other batters. But I think what Carline is so good at is the ball striking and picking up on length early. Incredible
He's been
power,
one of the
especially in the
picks of the
T20
Jersey
format.
batters,
I'd say
coming
over
off
the
the back
over the
of-
series so far.
Yeah, and a strong batter for
84.
Jersey. I've seen him in a number of
42
tournaments now,
balls
and he's
against
always contributed to
Croatia.
the side. And he's been strong
In the final
in
group
trying to
game
get
of their
intent into the power
sub-regional
play.
T20 World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, well, he bats with some. That was also on a day where the entire top four all got half centuries. Guj also made 58 off 29 in that game. That was 84 or 42 previous game, but the game before here for Jersey. Croatia. That was in the final group game of their sub-regional T20 World Cup.
Seen him around a few times. Yeah. A gentle hello wave.
That was also on a day where the entire top four all got half centuries. Guj also made 58 off 29 in that game. That was Sharky who's just come out towards long on, just not the previous game, but the game before. So that is the end of the power play, everybody. 45 for none. Jersey will be very, very happy with this start. Kazim.
Seen him around a few times. Yeah. A gentle hello wave. Doesn't well miss.
And Guj getting underway early to Sharky just come out from Rajbanshi in front of us. So that is the end of the power play, everybody. 45 for none. Jersey will be very, very happy with this start. Big appeal. It's the reverse sweep. Looks to have got Guj outside the line of off stump. Not a bad play when we've got this angle from left arm round the wicket.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. He's looking to be creative and inventive out there, really putting the pressure back on to the bowler. As you can see, the fielders have spread out, so there's a few more gaps to play with.
Big appeal. It's the reverse sweep. Looks to have got Guj outside the line of off stump with the wrists there through. Not a bad play when we've got this angle from left arm round the wicket.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. He's looking to be creative and inventive out there, really putting the pressure back on to the bowler. As you can see, the fielders have spread out, so there's a few more gaps to play with what we've seen in the first game. But overall, new day, fresh challenge.
Nice
46
with the wrists there through
after 10 overs for no wickets lost, which is really important.
Non-striker's end. As a power play goes, on that reverse sweep, Jersey very happy with this one.
Yeah, very content.
There is a gap.
Really good start, solid start from.
Short third man is slightly wide.
Construct
and what you'll see from
comparisons in terms of what we've seen in the first game. But overall, new day, fresh challenge.
Line of
46
so that the umpire can't possibly
after 10 overs for no wickets lost, which is really important. The slight challenge you have is that
just building on that fielder on the pitch from Guj. We saw a moment. It's not your man Array. There is a gap.
It is indeed. So
short third man is slightly
wide. He's known around the world.
What you'll see from him is
for his fielding credentials. Obviously, a great batter, great all-rounder, great bowler.
Outside the line,
but his fielding is absolutely fantastic. The slight challenge you have is that that's the best fielder on the pitch.
That ends the over. It's not your man Array, is it? A good one too.
Indeed. So
he has been very impressive so far this morning.
He's known around the world.
Queried slightly the fact that he was brought on so early in the game, but he's
obviously a great batter, great all-rounder, great bowler.
3 overs,
but his fielding
just for 7 runs, and very, very rarely
fantastic.
giving the Jersey opening batters a ball to hit. 46 for none. Carline plays it with caution. That ends the over.
11 overs gone, 46 for none. Good solid start
very impressive
from
so
both
far
teams,
this
I
morning.
reckon.
We queried slightly the fact that he was brought on so early in the game, but he's
trying, obviously, Nepal trying to get through different bowlers in different stages of the game.
Very, very rarely
to see whether they
Jersey opening batters a ball to hit. 46 for none.
Good solid start from the Jersey guys. As we can see the scorecard. Good solid start. 11 overs gone, 46 for none. Good solid start from the 37
both
balls,
teams, I reckon.
Solid so far, capitalising anything short. They've both come out with different plans. They're trying, obviously, Nepal trying to get through, supported him from the bowlers in different stages of the game. 22 from the 29th early doors has looked good solid start from the Jersey guys. As we can see the scorecard there. As he Harrison, 23 not out from the 37 balls, looks solid so far, capitalising anything short. Patrick Guj, who's equally supported him from the opposite end. 22 from the 29 deliveries, has looked in good spirits today.
No run though.
As he sets up to face Karen Casey, who's bowled his 2 overs.
Who we were pretty impressed with in the first game. He had the unenviable task of holding up an end whilst Hemin Dami had all the success from the far end with the shot from new ball spell on Monday.
Do you think this is the reason why he's come up from the other end?
No run though. Wanted a taste of the action. And Karen KC swinging in there at the pads, bringing. We were pretty impressed with play, but first game he had the unenviable task busy style, of holding up an end whilst Hemin Dami had all the success from the far end with the new ball spell on Monday. So very.
Do you think this is the reason why he's come up from the
away from that 50 mark now? Wanted a taste of the action. And what have been so impressive pads, bringing the stumps into play, but much. Well, there's been his busy style. Far fewer up to the non-strikers end. Searching shots. On Monday we saw players search for boundaries at times. Opening partnership, just 3 away from that 50 mark now. And moves away as well. Good take behind the wickets.
तपाईको चाहिँ यो कानुनमा चाहिँ तपाईले यो रेगुलेसनमा चेन्जेस ल्याइदिनु पर्ने
The two batters are playing it well so far. There's been
they're riding it out at the moment, and that's not what you want to see from a batting perspective. Two different sort of bounces coming on. Obviously, from a bowling point of view,
scuttles and moves away as well.
It's a good sign.
Good take behind the
and you want to keep that as straight as possible. But yeah, I got to agree with you.
A little bit of varying of bounce and pace on this deck.
Really honed in on the skills this
playing well so far.
The two batters have made they're riding it out at the moment. That's not what you want to see from a batting perspective.
Two gives a rash shot.
Different sort of bounces coming on. Obviously, from a bowling point of view,
fine leg. They get back for a second run.
It's a good sign, and you want to keep that as straight as possible. But yeah, I got to agree with you.
Potentially a little bit of frustration, or
really
is this
honed
just
in on the
Carline
skills
trying
this
to remain
morning.
positive
The
and
two batters have
look
made
for
excellent decisions, good cricketing decisions. I think he might have been really clinical.
Carline gives a rash shot.
I think it could be a double play. You're right. It could be a little bit of frustration there. Maybe the ball before's playing up on the mind, which potentially could be as from a batting perspective. But not a bad play to run down the ground and see if he can hit it over mid-off
and look for almost to get the pressure back on the bowler.
I think he might have heard me on commentary.
The outside edge of Carline's bat.
I think it could be a double play. You're right. It could be a little bit of frustration there. Maybe the ball before playing up
50 partnership is up for these two.
Potentially could be from a batting perspective, but not a bad play to run down the ground and see if you can hit it over mid-off. It has, and I'm sure the management team are ticking the box for the first 50 years. Definitely come to Jersey. I think that's a really solid start. And they've looked good. They've tried to put the bowlers off the line and length.
50 partnership is up for these two.
They've been very clinical in their decisions, when to play, when not to play, and they've capitalised on anything that's short and wide. It has, and
there's a short and wide ball.
The management team are
put away.
For the first 50 years, definitely come to
with brilliant
Jersey.
Style from
I think that's a really solid start.
Up on it so early
and they've looked good. They've tried to put the bowlers off the line. Impressive cricket shot, and they've been very swiveled on their decisions, when to play, when not to play. They've captured fine leg, short and wide, but with some real intent.
There's a short and wide ball.
Interesting question here to Nepal. Now they've got to find a way on how they're going to break this little partnership that's coming along.
With brilliant style.
The danger is
Patrick Good.
You let these two batters settle in really well. That they go on. Impressive cricket shot, and which sets up. Swiveled on it before, helped it along its way to find a wicket somewhere with some real intent.
It's important to remember.
Interesting question here to Nepal. Now they've got to find a way on how they're going to break this little partnership that's coming along.
For Nepal for their
the danger is actually you let these two batters settle in
incredibly important
really well that they go on
one
and
they want to win.
Get a big score.
Jersey is platform as the underdogs coming into this one.
Halfway point.
They'll be looking to.
So you're going to have to find a wicket somewhere.
Get a good win here on home soil, as you mentioned. That Gulshan Jar's going to come onto the bowling. Almost spin now from up for Nepal for their pavilion end. Actually, it's a good spell from Lalit Rajbanshi. Comes to an important game for them, and one they'd want to win. What do you know about Jersey as good quality cricketer, coming into
good all-rounder,
fierce batter to show up.
But he can do a job with the ball.
We are using the words.
I'm sure he's on home soil.
Another one.
Gulshan Jar's going to come onto the bowling.
To attack the
spin now from the pavilion end and
cause a little bit of trouble with the variation. Looks a strong cricketer. Good quality cricketer, good all-rounder, fierce batter. But he can do a job with the ball as well. And I'm sure he's another one of the seamers who's going to be looking to
that delivery,
attack the stumps. No, that's wrong. Cause a little bit of trouble with
uploaded in the right way.
Building up the tension. He knows what he's
Looks
doing.
a strong cricketer.
Documentation uploaded in the right way.
Thinking about his first delivery.
Uploaded in the right way.
Did get a big gush of wind coming through as he was just about to go past the umpire, so maybe that's just put him off his rhythm as he's about to attack the crease.
No, that's wrong. He'll have to get used to it. He's just building it up, Kaz. He's just building up the tension. He knows what he's doing.
Carline's got a little bit more
starts
time
well,
to think
and
about his
Carline
first
plays
delivery.
him.
Did get a big
Equally well
gush
done
of
for
wind
third
coming
man.
through as he was just about to go past the umpire, so maybe
That's
that's
a
just
shot I
put
like
him
to
off
see.
his
It's a shot I've been
off
impressed
his
with
rhythm as he's
from the
about
Jersey
to
batters,
attack the
and
crease.
Whilst Nepal was so
Has to
good at
get-
building
he'll
up
have to
that
get
used to
pressure.
it, you know, joining the dots in the
coming across
first
the
game,
ground.
actually, Nepal haven't bowled much worse.
He
But
starts
it's bowls
well,
like
and
that
Carline plays
on a
him.
good length, and Jersey have been able to manipulate them for singles.
Yeah,
Equally
you
well
want
down
to keep
towards
ticking
third
over the
man.
scoreboard no matter how it comes. But you want to be in
That's a
control
shot
of
I
that
like
as
to see.
well.
That's a
And
shot
there
I've
is a
been
big
impressed
gap
with
between sort
from
of
the
backward
Jersey
point
batters,
and
whilst
the
Nepal
keeper.
was so good at
There's no
building up
slip in
that
play,
pressure,
there's no gully in play. So
joining the dots in the
with
first
a
game.
seamer
actually,
ball in you,
Nepal haven't
sort of
bowled much worse, but it's bowled
good
like
length
that
outside of
on a
stump,
good length,
almost your
and
fifth
Jersey
and
have been able
sixth
to
stump.
manipulate them for
It's not a
singles.
bad ploy to run it down to
Yeah,
third
you
man,
wanna
get
keep
off
ticking
strike.
over the scoreboard no matter
how it comes. It'll be interesting to
but
see
you
how
wanna
that
be in
happens.
control of that as well. And there is a big gap between sort of backward point
The sign
and
there
the
of
keeper.
Gooch really going
There's no
after a
slip in play,
wide
there's
one,
no gully in
going
play,
out
so,
with hard hands, almost
with a-
because,
with
as
a
you mentioned,
seamer
because
ball
that
in you.
lack of
Sort of good length
Slip,
outside
gully,
of stump, almost your fifth and
capture
sixth
in
stump.
the third man
It's not a
area.
bad
Yes,
ploy
there's a
to
man
run it
out on
down
the
to third
boundary,
man,
but it
get
allows the
off
batter
strike.
to really throw the hands hard at
It'll be
it.
interesting to see how
He'd
that
be
happens.
unlucky to get caught behind of a fine edge, going at it with hard hands. The sign there of Gooch really going after a wide one,
Gulshan Jar.
going out with hard hands, almost because, as you mentioned, because of that lack of slip, gully,
And a brilliant stop
capture
at
in the third
backward
man
point.
area. Yes, there's a man out
From
on the
Eric
boundary, but
Shake.
it allows the batter to really throw
Prevents
the
the
hands
two.
hard at it, and he'd be unlucky to get caught behind of a fine edge, going at it with
I
hard
just think
hands.
with this type of ball and this type of pace,
Here's
but
Gulshan
also
Jar.
this type of line and length, you know, he's a quality bowler with a strong action, and he's looking to hit the deck hard. I would probably just like
And a
to see
brilliant stop
somebody
at
just in that
backward
gully
point.
region,
from Eric
you know,
Shake,
really tighten
prevents
up
the
that gap.
two. Almost just
I just
add a
think
second
with this
thought into the
this
back
type
the
of
brain.
ball and
Yeah.
this type of pace,
But
but also
also,
this type of
if
line
he's
and
looking to
length,
bowl that fifth stump
you know,
line,
he's a quality bowler with a
not
strong
gonna hit it
action,
down
and he's
deep
looking
square.
to hit the deck hard. I would probably just like to see somebody just in that
And it has
gully
been a
region.
show of what Nepal
you know,
have been brilliant at.
really
over the
tighten
last
up that
few
gap.
days. Is bowling to a plan. It doesn't really feel like there's
Almost
much of a
just
plan
add a
in
second
place
thought
at the
into the
minute.
batter's brain.
Yeah,
Especially
but also if he's
early
looking
doors
to
in
bowl
their
that fifth
bowling
stump
innings
line,
on Monday, it was their
he's not
ability
going to hit
to
it down deep square.
to bowl to a 7-2 field, keep it outside that off stump, and not give anything away. And it has been a show of,
Yeah, the
of
fact
what
that
Nepal
the
have
six
been
down in-
brilliant at
in
over
a
the
matter
last
of-
few days.
matter of
Is bowling
you know,
to a plan.
20,
It
30
doesn't really
minutes
feel like there's
kind of helped the
there's
cause,
much of
but
a plan
it was
in
an
place at the
attacking
minute.
field with you know excellent
Especially
relentless bowling coming on.
Early
so
doors in
you
their
want to
their
continue
bowling
doing that as
innings
much
on
as
Monday.
possible.
It was their ability to bowl to a 7-2
shot for
field,
no run
keep
there.
it outside that off stump, and not give anything away.
Yeah, the fact that the six down and
yeah, great, good shot for no run there, well
Matter of-
fielded by
yeah,
that man
20,
himself,
30 minutes,
who's looking to
kinda helped
throw
the
at
cause,
the
but it was
non-striker's
an
end.
attacking field with you know excellent relentless bowling coming on.
So
So you
Bimmel,
wanna continue
who
doing
stood
that
at
as
mid
much as
on, just
possible.
slightly out of place, and I don't think he would have got there with the rocket
Shot for
arm
no run there.
of Dipendra. That might have been
Yeah,
going for
good shot for
extra
no run
runs.
there, well fielded by that man himself, who's looking to throw at the non-striker's end.
But Bimmel, who
quick
stood at
bouncer.
mid on, just slightly out of place, and I don't think he would
Wide
have got
given.
there with the rocket
He
arm
looks incredibly unimpressed with that one.
of Dipendra. That might have been
Well
going
targeted,
for
short
extra
delivery
runs.
that looks like it brings a good amount of pace, skidding off this surface. And it's actually the end where we saw Julius Samaroa bowl with brilliant
quick
pace and
bouncer.
bounce. Gulshan's Jar is showing a sign
Wide
of it
given.
again here. He
Yeah,
looks
and
incredibly unimpressed with that one.
as I expressed before, he has got a
But a
strong
well
action. He does
targeted
hit the
short
crease hard.
delivery
got
that
a
looks like
lovely
it brings a
rhythmic
good
approach
amount of
to it.
pace, skidding off this
But there is
surface.
a strong bowling action once he hits
And
that
it's
front
actually
foot.
the end
Really
where we
comes
saw
down with
Julius
hard length
Samaroa
delivery.
bowl with brilliant pace and bounce. Gulshan's Jar is showing a sign of it again here.
Yeah, and
As Jersey tick along once more.
as I expressed before, he has got a strong action. He does hit the crease hard.
Two
He's got a
batters
lovely
that are
rhythmic approach to
easy
it.
on the eye.
But there is a strong bowling action once he hits that front foot.
But very
Really comes
different
down with a
style of
hard
batter.
length
We've got
delivery.
The more brute power boundary hitting Carline, and then we've got the manipulation and the as Jersey
Almost
tick along
scoreboard
once
ticking
more.
style
Style of batter of Patrick Gooch. They're playing very well, in tandem. Batters that are partnerships. It's easy on the 58 for none at the end of the 13th.
Is that a similar
but very different style of batter?
to
We've got
the
more brute
era? Is this
boundary hitting Carline, and then we've got the I guess so. And they're almost slightly different in terms of scoreboard ticking in stature-wise. Yeah, Patrick Googe. They're playing very well in tandem. Style and partnerships. It's 58 for none at the end of the 13th. Whereas
is that a similar
these two are traditional opening batters.
Duckett and Gate era? Is this?
They're almost two that would also settle quite nicely into the middle order. I guess so. They're almost slightly different in terms of almost
good platform for Jersey. They've really looked to see out the new ball from both sides. Lots of changes going on from the Nepal bowling team.
Whereas I wouldn't
argue, see another change from
traditional opening batters.
Deep end.
They're almost two that would also settle quite nicely into the middle order.
22, sorry.
Comes on to bowl.
Good
another strong
Jersey.
Seam bowler.
Look to see out the new
got
ball.
a lovely rhythmic action.
Both sides.
Quite high in his
Lots
approach.
of changes going on from the
With a
Nepal
little
bowling team.
Vertical jump is
another change from the great approach deep end as Nandan Yadav, the number.
Interesting to see how he extracts anything off. Comes on to bowl
the pitch.
Another strong seam bowler who's got a lovely rhythmic action, quite high in his approach.
Shooting low
with a little jump
from the surface.
Vertical jump. He's got a.
We've mentioned it a few times.
Great approach.
On the whole, this pitch is a great one.
Interesting to see how he
it's offering enough to bat and ball.
Anything
we've
off
seen balls whiz past the outside edge, and we've seen balls clatter away to the boundary. Feels like there's a lot on offer for both departments.
Yeah, and credit goes to the ground staff here. They've done really well.
We've mentioned it a few times, but
the same wicket as well.
On the whole, this
great
pitch is a
cricket wicket.
Great
I think there's a lot to offer.
It's offering enough to
Something
bat
for
and ball.
everybody
We've seen balls whiz past the outside edge, and we've seen
gets
on to tail back in, clatter away to the boundary. Feels like there's a lot on offer for both departments.
Yeah, there might have been a fielder in the ring there because he sprinted to the non-striker's end as if a throw was about to come in.
Same wicket as
well. No, actually a 2 was on offer.
Great. I think it was Harrison who was looking for the 2. Turn around looking for 2, only to see his partner 20 metres past the
umpire. Gets on to tail back in.
Who wasn't interested at all.
And Googe, I think, thought there might have been a fielder in the ring there because he sprinted to the non-striker's end as if a throw was about to come in.
He looked strong.
Actually a 2 was on offer.
And I think it was Harrison who was looking for the 2. Turn around looking for the 2, only to see his partner really well. 20 metres past the umpire.
तपाईसँग टक्क बिहान अफिस जाने बित्तिकै अगाडि आदर्शजी तपाईको
area. I'm really enjoying watching that by Champagne business today.
Yeah, he's looked strong. He's looked good, and it'll be a real confidence booster for him as well. 29 of 36. He's played really well. Played the short ball really well.
For singles off the good deliveries, where can he find the next run? Carline just punching it, timing it. Wide gap between mid-on, the point area, and the keeper. Picked up by Champagne. My style of cricketer, Dan Yadav. Looking for singles off the good delivery. He can take his next wicket. No real catcher in. Mid-wicket is wide gap between mid-on, cover up the mid-wicket gap, and the keeper. Two gets on top of it, finds another single in the leg and fine leg. So, former head coach of Q8 Kaz, let's say you've drinks break, few overs away now. No real catcher in. Would you be mid-wicket is telling your players from a fielding cover up batters having a good stand on top of it. Finds another single.
I'd be looking to obviously instill confidence as much as possible because the body language has just dropped a little bit.
Former head coach of Q8 Kaz.
Second thing is from a bowling perspective, I'd probably like to see
few overs away now.
Spinners coming on from the current end and the seamers coming on from this end.
Your players from a fielding
and if anything,
point of view with the opening batters
trying to just be
stand on.
A little bit tighter. I'd be looking to obviously just create a moment of brilliance, confidence as much as possible. Got to find a way to take a wicket, whether that's a run out, a catch in the deep. Second thing is from a bowling perspective, I'd probably like to see my spinners coming on from one thing is the current for sure. And the seamers coming on. There can't be any width on offer. And if anything, you've just got to be a little bit tighter. Trying to just be
for me. A little bit tighter inside the ring. Not give any cheap runs away. Create a moment of once you break this partnership, got to find a way to take a risk, whether that's a run out, a catch in the see the bowling card there. A mistake from changes. You can see the batters. Nepal guys ringing the changes. Everyone's one thing is definitely for sure, apart from the two lads bowling now, Gulshan Jar. From a bowling perspective, you've just got to be a little bit from KC for me.
कि नोबेल बैंकले अलरेडी इम्प्लिमेन्ट गरिसकेका छन् मैले थाहा नपाऊ
होइन त्यो धेरै
lots of changes. You can see the opening bowlers. Nepal guys ringing the changes. Everyone's coming in 3 overs apart from the 2 lads bowling now. Gulshan Jar and Nandan Yadav. 3 for 21 from KC. Of his 3 overs, sorry. 3 overs gone for Lalit, who's also gone for 7. From Jersey's perspective, this is what's the last over. That's it. That was Gulshan's first over against them. And so the 2 opening bowlers faced him or seen him before. Some put a lot of videos of him. But you can see he's got a very different approach. They bowled well, a little bit taller than they did. Sampal looks to hit the deck harder, so the bounce is coming harder and hitting the spice of the from Jersey's perspective. This is the last over. That was Gulshan's first different threats and different challenges. They probably wouldn't have faced him or seen him before. They've probably seen a lot of videos of him. But you can see he's got a very different approach. A little bit taller than Sampal. Looks to hit the deck harder, so the bounce is coming harder and hitting the spice of the bat harder.
He's coming in with some good pace here. Goose just looks slightly
different
jumpy.
Threats and different challenges.
Almost as if the pace is a little bit quicker than we've seen elsewhere today. But Goose remaining firm. He's on 30 now, same as Carline, 62 for none.
Yes, strong.
He's coming in with some good pace.
Position
there.
at the crease.
Goose just
I'm really impressed with Gulshan.
Jumpy.
He's really putting some effort into these deliveries, and you can see he's probably been the quickest on the show so far from all the bowlers, all the fast bowlers.
Goose remaining. Wonder if at some point we might see Jar really pitch one up towards the stump. 30 now, same as Carline. This one is short up towards mid wicket.
Yes, strong.
Picked up on it quickly
position
there,
at the crease.
Looks up
but I'm really impressed with Gulshan. He's really putting
annoyance that he didn't get
into these deliveries.
More hold of it,
and you can see he's probably been the quickest
backwards.
So there is from all the bowlers, all the fast bowlers.
Wonder if at some point we might see Jar really pitch one up towards the stumps. This one is short out towards mid wicket. Picked up on it quickly there. A bit of context. Looks up to the sky in first game. Slight annoyance that he didn't get 62 more hold of it. Deep square is quite backward, so there is a gap between mid wicket and that fielder. There's a quick bumper. Good decision though from Goose to pull out of the pull shot. Not always the easiest shot to pull out of, especially when you're a compulsive bit of contact of the ball in the first game.
Yeah, and a really good learning point for youngsters and batters in general. He's obviously moved the deep square slightly in front, so you know something's coming down.
There's a quick bumper.
He's bowled it quick, fiercely at the head
to pull out of the pull
and
shot.
A positive leave.
Not always the easiest shot to pull out of.
It is a sign of an attack for me. That's a really good learning point. You can leave the youngsters and batters in general. Ball. He's obviously moved the deep square slightly in front, so you know something's coming down. He's bowled it quick, fiercely at the head.
Didn't quite
and
get
a positive leave.
Enough fat on it to scare the boundary.
It is a sign of an attack for me. It's a great option to have. So you can leave the ball to obviously respect the ball and save your wicket.
Two deep fielders out at square leg and fine leg with the short ball stuff. But I really am thinking tickled away. Pushing didn't quite get on the back foot. Enough bat on it to scare the boundary. It's been picked up by fine leg. Jar just when he's ready for a single, bowled a full. It's a definite plan now from Nepal.
Yes, a variation ball.
Deep fielders out
what we also haven't seen is
fine leg with the short ball stuff. But
so on this pitch where you can see
I really am thinking
a little bit too pitched.
Slightly on the
haven't quite seen that just yet.
And the top edge runs away for 4. At some point, Jar just. And the picture of Jar tells the story, hands on head, as he knows the plan almost came into fruition.
Yes,
but that ends the over. Ball. Jersey will take the boundary, they'll move on. It's 67 for none at the end of the 15th. Yeah.
So on this pitch where you can see it's a little bit too paced, I haven't quite seen that just yet.
The top edge runs away for 4. A drinks break, although I think they've
found the ball. Have a little look Jar tells the story, hands on head over a fence, as he knows the plan almost came into fruition. But that ends the over. Jersey will take the boundary. They'll move on. It's 67 for 9 at the end of the 15th. Now it's back in the bowler's hands. Umpire's having a little discussion now, maybe talking about a drink break, although I think run with it. Not found the ball, have a little look at it as it's skipped away. 4 runs is 4 runs. Googe on strike now. To Nandan Yadav. Going to have a little look at the ball. Now it's back in the bowler's hands. Googe pulls away well. And it beats the diving fielder. And run with it. Not in brilliant shot. Wanted. The short ball didn't quite get up. 4 runs is on the opening batter. Nandan Yadav almost just looked like he tried to go in the helmet region. It didn't quite get up, and Goose punished it away for 4.
Yeah, it's been quite evident from that side that the ball isn't quite getting up. It's not
Goose
as
pulls away well.
Sort of helmet height.
And it beats the diving fielder.
Of the effort going in.
Brilliant shot.
Really dig it in.
The short ball didn't quite get up on the opening batter, and Nandan Yadav almost just looked like he tried to go in the helmet region. It didn't quite get up, and Goose punished it away for 4.
Yeah, it's been quite evident from that side that the ball isn't quite getting up. It's not as sort of helmet height.
There's another nice shot
going in, and you have to really dig it in.
Beats the diving mid-wicket, and Goose goes back to back with 4s, and Nandan Yadav is missing his mark at the minute. And Goose putting him back under pressure. Jersey now 75 for none.
Yeah, two very different deliveries.
There's another nice shot.
Slightly off the mark.
Beats the diving mid-wicket.
Goose has just crashed into
Goose goes back to back with delivery. 4s. And Nandan Yadav
sort of just in front of
his mark at the minute.
Deep square. And 1 in front of mid-wicket.
Goose putting him back under pressure. Solid. Jersey now 75 for none.
Nandan's got his work cut out here. Yeah, he's really got to find a plan that he's going to have to stick with. Slightly off the mark. Great from Goose, who's just crashed into the delivery.
Back with a point.
1 sort of there, just in front of square, a deep square, and 1 in front of mid-wicket. Looks solid.
39.
Not much for the Nepal fans to cheer about. Really got
I'm not sure this is quite his plan. I think Yadav would love to be settling in at a good length and trying to bring the outside edge into play. But there though, the ball 15 overs old now. It seems to be the team tactic from both ends to target the short. Not much for the Nepal fans to cheer about as of yet. It's time for a bit of spin from our end, as you've been mentioning. I'm not sure this is quite his plan.
And I think just with Gulshan this end, he's obviously
at a good length and
the guy who's got
bring the outside edge into play, but
who's obviously rushing the batters up.
Ball 15 overs old now.
Yadav is not actually quite doing at the moment
from both ends to target the short.
And he's bowling it relatively
and I think
comfortable for the batters to sort of
time for a bit of spin
play with
our end, as you've been mentioning as well.
So I'm not sure that's the right plan. Yeah, and I think just with Gulshan from this end, he's obviously over here. The guy who's got the some hard length was obviously rushing the batters up. Something like the Yadav is not actually quite doing at the moment. I can see that ploy from this end, and he's bowling it relatively comfortable, sure. Sort of again, not really seeing any change-ups with a pitch. I'm not sure that's the right plan from the opposite. Doing a few different things over here, overly consistent, but bowling some enough to sort of show you that you can put some variations in there. Really targeting the helmet with a strong action. I can see that ploy from this end, but
it's one thing we saw a lot from groundsman Biz.
Not really seen any change-ups.
Daniel
with a pitch that's doing a few different things.
First over,
overly
almost had
consistent,
3 changes.
Enough to sort of show you that you can put some variations in there.
Yeah, absolutely right. We haven't really seen a cutter. We haven't seen Yadav continues to hammer away. Anything just to make this one thing we saw a lot from groundsman Biz.
Yeah, and that's probably another ploy that I try and go to. So when you're trying to assess the conditions, something for the captains to think about here.
Almost had 3 changes.
A tactical approach will be how quickly can we go to some variation. When do I need to sort of get in position of maybe changing just to make the plan and being adaptable to the conditions. Because it's one thing having a plan,
and that's probably another play that I would
probably do your 4 overs and
try and go to.
So when you're trying to assess the conditions,
to adapt to the situation
for the captains to think about, don't be afraid to go to them change-ups.
You know, a tactical approach would be how quickly can we go to some variation. When do I need to sort of get in position of
too often in
maybe changing up the plan and being adaptable to the conditions? Because it's one thing having a plan from outside and getting all your bowlers to do your 4 overs and 5 overs and whatever.
You see that
it's another thing to adapt to the situation and the conditions. Carline and Gooch, they've been absolutely superb. 35 for Carline, 39 for Gooch, going
just under a one of all rate. It feels almost too often in international cricket where you see. But just back to that bowler, as we look at the bowlers card now, execute a plan which isn't quite up his street. And Rajbanshi, the card there, and very tells you the story, doesn't it? Carline and Gooch, the mid-twos per over. Gami not quite as successful Carline, as Monday, where he took 4 wickets in the game. One of all rate, but Gulshan Jar also showing good signs and good pace. Class today, but just back feels, as I mentioned, as we look at the bowlers sometimes in international cricket where bowlers are trying to carry out a plan and Rajbanshi suit them. Is that something you discuss as a team and you think we actually we're not going to have Nandan not quite as successful as Monday where he took 4 wickets in the game, or do you expect a professional also showing good signs and good pace? Any plan that's almost so.
I think
it
feels,
as I mentioned, it feels too often sometimes in international cricket where bowlers are trying to carry out a plan which doesn't quite suit them. Is that something you discuss as a team and you think, we're not going to have Nandan take on the short ball floor, we're going to bring him on at a different point in the game, or do you expect a professional cricketer to be able to carry out any plans almost often as possible?
I think in today's day and age, you can see the contrast difference in the two physical elements of the two bowlers on shore. You might be asking them to do something out of their pocket ready to go at any point.
The basic issue is आज दिनमा जुन हामीले त फोन पे होस् almost हामीले दिनमा
where the build, the body and the strength might not be there, not required bounces in a row, but also challenge might be taken often as possible. The bowler away from natural. You can see the contrast difference in the two physical elements from the two bowlers on shore. You want your bowlers to be resourceful as much as possible, but you also want to make sure that the
injury in the long run
can put a lot of impact. The bowler has the ability to turn around and say, well, the stress is not my success rate is this, but also I'm learning this and it's not quite ready away from his natural game plan. I'm trying to back this up from a bowling perspective. So
there we see Stuart Law, head coach of Nepal,
bowlers to be resourceful as much as possible, but you also want to make sure that the
the bit of confidence boosting going on, a few people sat down, a couple of heads dropping. What do you reckon they'll be talking about tactics-wise?
And it's not quite ready. I think the key thing here is just to try and find a wicket from a bowling perspective. Stewie Law.
And so there we see Stuart Law, head coach.
Known him for a while now. He's
talking to his players.
A great individual with lots of cricketing experience, but also lots of experience as head coach, been around the world.
Bit of confidence boosting going on. Different challenges. People sat down. He'll be dropping, and what do you reckon they'll be talking about?
He's done a fantastic job in Nepal since he's been involved.
I think the key thing here is just to try and find a wicket.
And they've really shown the tagline of the cardiac.
Known him for a while now. Calmed down a little bit, so I'm sure he's trying to instill some experience, also lots of experience in there, which they might not be able to see on the pitch. Lots of different challenges. And you've got to try and simplify as often as possible. He's done a fantastic job in Nepal there and saying since he's been involved, and they've gone from leaps and bounds. Maybe one or two things really shown the tagline, remind people of the cardiac certain elements, calm down a little bit, fielding a little bit. So I'm sure he's trying to instill some might not be so evident or visible in there, which they might not be able to see on the pitch. But you can't see from inside. So and you've got to try and simplify as great experience. Fantastic man, Stewie Law, and I think he's done a wonderful job. Great accent. Maybe one or two things just to sort of
and we see the jersey batters
remind people and certain elements. Maybe a fielding change. Maybe
more the same for Jersey.
Move that. Yeah, absolutely.
Might not be so evident or visible that you can see
overly
from the
happy,
outline,
I think,
but you can't see from inside. So
they've done fantastically well. I mean, to get into a really solid start, fantastic man, another tick in the box from a I think he's done a wonderful job to drink without a wicket down. 77
when we see the jersey
no loss is a really good platform, and I'm sure they'd want to keep on from here onwards. Yeah, absolutely, and they'll be fantastic.
Well, Gulshan Jar will be looking to make an impact now.
They've done fantastically well.
He runs in again
to get into a really solid start.
Fresh after
another
a bit of hydration.
From a batting unit perspective, get to drink without a wicket down. 77 for no loss is a really good platform, and
I'm sure they'd want to kick on from here on.
The basic issue is as it हामीले the phone pay
Gulshan Jar
almost
looking to make
everything.
an impact now. Change much at all. He runs in again 35 over mark and then fresh after a bit of hydration. I mean, if they're still together by over 30, they can look to do it a little bit earlier. And here comes Gulshan Jar. Can he make the breakthrough? These two unbelievable start to kick on and textbook keep doing what they're doing from Carlisle. I reckon they probably and so often the ball after drinks might bring about a chance. Maybe they'll get to the 35 over mark and then start thinking about maybe climbing up. I mean, if they're still together by over 30, they can look to do it a little
always
bit earlier.
Always the saying and always the going.
And here comes Gulshan Jar. Can he make the breakthrough?
Whatever level you're playing at, but that's a
unbelievable start.
It's exactly what you want.
Textbook from Carlisle. And so often the ball after drinks might bring about a chance, but that's the complete opposite.
Yeah, I was just about to say the man in.
Slightly over.
A wicket after drinks.
Put away.
Always the saying and always the going. Always does take shape.
Short ball, cut away. There's a fielder out there.
But that's
and with the spin and skip, takes it away past him.
Realign your focus.
Arjun Kamal
will
pick up from behind the covers.
That's not what you want to start off with.
And a shaky start after drinks from Gulshan. Slightly over pitch.
Yeah, and you kind of leak 8 runs purely because you're not bowled in the right areas, and that's what a drinks break or a momentum break.
Short ball, cut away. There's a fielder out there.
You know,
and with the spin and skip, takes it away past him.
With pace.
Arjun Kamal will pick up from behind the covers.
A rank half volley.
And a shaky start after
and a batter who's you kind of leak 8 runs purely because you're not bowled in the right areas, and that's what
we've hardly seen Carlisle miss out on a single
can do for you.
Or delivery so far today.
You've given
on 43
in the second delivery with pace, and there's no fielder out there.
And that's brilliant batting.
And then you've started off with a
4-4,
a rank half volley,
runs it down to third man.
And a batter
doesn't get ahead of himself. Doesn't look for the third boundary on the trot. And now sit. After we've hardly seen Carlisle miss out on a single perfect start for him post delivery so far today. Sits on 43.
Yeah, and this will be a really good challenge for Gulshan, who's obviously got the pace and the bounce,
and that's brilliant batting
that goes with it. But you really still want to be clinical, and he's just not
runs it down to
in the first
third
balls
man.
There.
Doesn't get ahead of himself. Doesn't look for the third boundary on the trot.
Trying to get sit past the splice of the bat.
Very close to the perfect start for him post drinks.
Targeting the off stump as much as possible. Yeah, and this will be a really good challenge more favourable to do that. Obviously got the pace and the bounce and everything that goes with it, but you really still want to be clinical, and he's just not been in the first 3 balls there. He's want to start targeting, getting back into rhythm, trying to get past the slice of the bat.
Continuing to try and hone in on that length and
hip high, targeting the off stump as much as possible.
The discussion maybe in the drinks break,
and I think he's more favourable to do that.
Use that bouncer with a little bit more surprise.
Patrick Gouge as opposed to
because the fielders are both out there. It's still definitely a tactic. Maybe we might see one just before the end of the over. Continuing to try and hone in on that length, and I reckon the discussion maybe in the drinks break could have been to use that bouncer with a little bit more continuing where they left off, because the fielders are both out there. It's still definitely over 5. Maybe we might see one just before the end of the over.
Yeah, they've done well. 86 for the loss of no wickets. Done really well. Positive signs.
The batters continuing where
they
left off.
Great to see from the Jersey batters.
Run rate.
They'll be looking to cash
tick over 5.
Off milestones that they can get to
with their start.
Yeah, they've done well.
There it is. There's the short ball. Fielder interested just over the top.
Done really well.
Goose gets a 6 for it, but it wasn't without risk.
To see from the Jersey batters.
That ends the over. It's 92 for none, and there was the surprise bouncer.
Off milestones that they can get to.
Jar walks off towards his teammate Bim Sharkey for a little discussion. There it is. There's the short ball. Fielder interested just over the top. Steams out towards. Goose gets a 6 for it, but it wasn't without risk.
I think he's more disappointed with the fielding.
That ends the over. It's 92 for none, and there was the surprise bouncer.
There was a fielder out there, and it does look like it was Sandeep who's out there.
Walks off towards his teammate Bim Sharkey for a little discussion, but he'll be disheartened with how that over ended. He snatches the towel off and steams out towards.
It was going in the right direction.
92 for none.
I think he's more disappointed with the fielding effort. Walston left the ball hit really hard. There was a fielder out there, and it does look like it was Sandeep who's out there.
Class act.
But you know, maybe a little bit of a higher jump.
Well, here we go then.
It was going in the right direction.
Sandeep's Lamachani.
Walston left the ball for one of the spectators to go and fetch as he comes up to mark his run up. Class act.
They brought on their main man to get it. Well, here we go then. Mid wicket. The deep men are mid wicket and long off and deep point as well. They need a breakthrough here, Nepal. As Lamachani bowls. Carline treats them with respect. They brought on their main man to get it. Two men approaching their milestones. Mid wicket. The deep men are mid wicket and long off and deep point as well. There's also a long on as Lamachani bowls. Carline treats him with respect. And Lamachani on the mark again. Two men approaching their
he started off well, hasn't he? Just a wily run up into the crease, looking to ball into the right areas. I think he'll be wanting to get through his repertoire as much as possible. Experience around the world.
And Lamachani on the mark again, pushing drive into the covers.
Yeah, he started off well, hasn't he? Just a wily run up into the crease, looking to ball into the right areas. I think he'll be wanting to get through his repertoire as much as possible.
Put away, but the balls in which they found
experience
runs from
around the world.
Lamachani spins himself a catch. Pushing drive into the covers. Guj on strike on 45. And a single well taken. This opening pair have just been so impressive today. Not just in the balls that they've put away, but the balls in which they've found runs from. Start of dreams this for Jersey. Lamachani spins himself a catch. Guj on strike on 45. Top edge as it's a powerful cut shot from Guj. It's going to run away for 4. And that moves him on to 49. So just one run away. Not the most convincing shot, but he's got a ball to do it against Sandeep Lamachani.
Yeah, he's batted well. Got a bit of fortune there, thick outside edge.
Top edge as it's a powerful cut shot from Guj. It's going to run away for 4. Yeah. And that moves him on to 49. So just one run away. Not the most convincing shot, but he's got a ball to do it against Sandeep Lamachani. Sticks to the decision of not out. And Guj survives. Well. He saw his eyes lit up.
Got a bit of fortune there, thick outside edge.
And he didn't quite pick the googly, and it
Sandy
was a chance.
Will be trying to finish strong.
Going down leg and probably height as well. Lamachani ends his first over. It goes for 5 and Jersey. And 97 for none. It's a googly. And the umpire.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much.
Sticks to the decision of not out.
Patrick Guj
survives. He saw his eyes lit up at the short ball, didn't he?
Laura
he didn't quite pick the googly, and it was a chance, but
a computer game.
Going down leg and probably height as well. Lamachani ends his first over. It goes for 5 and Jersey. And 97 for none. I remember playing Don Bradman 17.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much.
Just a question about analysis.
Patrick Guj has faced of
the associate nation.
अबको 5 वर्षमा नेपालको बैंकिङ सेक्टरको इनोभेसनमा नेपाल राष्ट्र बैंकले
returns to the attack. I went through the Don Bradman era, I think. I remember playing Don Bradman 17. That was a classic. Struck on the pad. This is a big call for the umpire. Just a question about analysis. The large appeal from the associate nation. He was desperate for that wicket. Heavy thud on the front pad. Preparing for a bowler like Sandeep Lamachani. We'll get look close. But yeah, how much analysis do teams do at the associate nation level? 45.
Well, having had experience with 3 different countries now, all with different budgets, of course.
Struck on the pad. This is a big call for the umpire. Large appeal from Raj Banchi. He was desperate for that wicket, from India, heavy thud on the front pad.
Who very professional in his work.
But yeah, how much
tagged every single delivery, every single ball, brought out strengths and weaknesses. well, having had experience with 3 different countries now, all with different budgets, of course, and allowed the batters to soak up that information. You know, in my last job, we had a fantastic analysis. With the knowledge, and they're not quite used to it. Coming from India, some systems are in place where players will just want it on their phones, tagged every single delivery, every single ball, back to some players give real insight information to every batter, every bowler, discussions and allow the batters to what they have that information. I think each to their own. The danger is you over-empower. It's our job as coaches and a management system to provide that information. However, they want to. Some systems are in place where players will just want it on their phones as something to watch over or refer back to. Some players, as soon as they come off, sit down with the analyst and go, you know, deep into really discussions about why they've been out and what they haven't. I think each to their own. Likes to. It's our job as coaches and a management system to provide that information. However, they want to learn that information and go away and improve the game.
Single in the covers. Little chance of the non-striker's end as the ball picks up and hits Lalit in the now, just neck region, taking a few dot balls. But Nepal have just got to remember really that's what a few dots can do. He's not a man that likes to, as the wind continues to breeze and to block out deliveries and let pressure build up a few things upon him. He finds a single in the covers. Little chance of the non-striker's end. Brilliant. The ball picks up and hits Googe on 49. Neck 98 for none jersey. But Nepal have just got to remember that that's what a few dots can do. Trickles to short third as the wind continues to breeze and player on 49 throw a few things off our table. He's had a couple of overs in a row now where he's just faced out the final delivery. He's got one delivery left to close out this brilliant over. Maybe just a Googe on 49. Might be 98 for none jersey. End of the over, 98 for none. Bottom edge trickles to short third.
Be interesting to see how Nepal can get a breakthrough. They've obviously gone to the most experienced spinner.
He's had a couple of overs in a row now where he's just faced out the final delivery
and greatest batters out there and played some of the greatest tournaments out there. Just to see how Sandeep is also going to be.
End of the over, 98 for none.
As much as possible to the right-handers and how he sets them up. Be interesting to see how Nepal can.
And there is the Google you mentioned.
Gone to the most experienced.
For a minute, I thought there was a rattle of the stumps, but
around the world.
Karlan gets away with it, and he's already showing the challenge that Lamichhane possesses
out there.
In the variation department.
Sandeep is also going to be. Yeah, and the danger is that googly as much as possible to the right-handers, and how he sets them up.
Oh, it's happened again.
And that's the point that I'm trying to. If you look at it from a technical point of view. There's too much of a
I thought there was a rattle of the stumps, but
and he's allowing
gets away with it, and he's already showing the challenge that Lamichhane possesses
more of a
in the variation department.
Shot as opposed to a I'm going to sit back. Yeah, and the danger is that because that's all what the bowler's looking for. Is enough hazard.
Oh, it's happened again.
Bat and ball, and that's the point that I'm trying to. If you look at it from a technical point of view,
another show of it.
There's too much of a gap between bat and pad.
Lamichhane bowls any fuller.
Allowing the googly to come
in and continues to rock back all of a sudden.
Probably want to see more of a.
That's going to be a real danger with the ball spinning in,
as opposed to a. I'm going to sit back and try and cut it because
that's
all
Harrison,
what the ball is
4 runs away from a 50.
There's enough space between bat and ball
to get there
to go on and
with a boundary. That's for sure. There's another show of it, and you get the feeling that Harrison Karlan hesitates for a moment. Any fuller gets the non-striker then for a single. He moves to back all of a sudden. That's going to be a real danger. 6 will spinning in then with the variation. So Googe now has 2 balls away from a 50 to get to his 50. He'll be looking to get there with a boundary. That's 49, matching his shirt number. Off the back foot, Harrison Carlisle hesitates for a moment and partnership. Gets to non-striker's end for a single. A punch down the ground, hits the stumps. That would have come off the bat and Googe would have instantly thought it's 50 time. So Googe now has 2 balls, but he's got to remain patient. 50. Lamichhane has the tools. 49, matching his shirt number. Plenty of experience now, and the single would also take Jersey to the 100 opening. Still only 25 years of age. A punch down the ground, hits the stumps. That would have come off the bat and Googe would have instantly thought it's 50 time. Googe has been on 49 for plenty of time, but he's got to remain patient. Lamichhane has the Lamichhane, who does his job. Leaves Googe on 49. That ends the over. 99 without loss, Jersey. 25 both batters just got to hold their nerves as they approach the 50 mark, and they continue. Another little pause. It's brilliant. Top Googe quality. Has been on 49 for plenty of time.
Yeah, it's been good so far. Very impressed. 20 overs solid
he
platform.
pats it back to Lamachani, who does his job.
Batting unit, 20 overs gone
Leaves
without
Googe on 49. That ends the over. 99 without loss, Jersey.
Harrison on 46.
And both batters just got to hold their nerves
Googe
as they approach the 50 mark, and they continue. Brilliant, top quality opening stand.
Edging and we're trying to get a single away.
It's been good so far.
Very impressed. 20 overs solid platform, but they've been solid ticking the box for the batting unit. 20 overs short loss, and a great comeback from the batting card shows. Harrison on 46 of 66, and Googe stuck on 49 of 54 balls.
Oh, it's a flowing drive. It's just beaten backward point, who was reeling around to try and get there, and it is going to be fielded on the boundary.
But they've been solid so far, and it's been a really good show and a great comeback from the first game.
And there's plenty of applause, and I'm not sure if there is a 50 up, because it was a 3 for Harrison. Oh, it's a flowing drive. It's just beaten. So backward point, who was reeling around to try and get there, and it is going to be fielded on the boundary. Both now sit on 49. 100 up though for Jersey. That must have been the applause. And there's plenty of applause. I'm not sure if there is a 50 up. Both batters on 49. It was a 3 for Harrison. A bit of nerves in the air, and he's moved to 49. So he looks to close plenty of chuckles away in the hospitality tent. Has been on 49 for 4 overs. Realised both now sit on 49. 100 up though for Jersey. That must have been the applause. Googe pops one back, and a brilliant stop from Raj Banshi. He's got a task to do. Continues the weight. 49. A little bit of nerves in the air. Got to remain patient. He looks to close out this over. And Googe has been on 49 field for 4 overs now. Ponders on his next single to reach the half-century mark. And a brilliant stop from Raj Banshi. Continues the weight. So easy a batter. Got to remain patient. Get the better of him. He has a little scan of the field. Googe remains focused. Ponders on his next single to reach the half-century mark. Down the track, he's hit it high up into the sky. Fielder out there, he's interested. And the ball grips. Been caught on the boundary. Oh, it's a brilliant piece of work. So easy. The most eventful way to get to 50. Get the better of him. And a top quality piece of fielding from the Nepal captain, Dipendra Singh Array. You've raved about his down the track, he's hit it high up into the sky. Fielder out there, he's interested. He takes the catch, throws it back over, and he almost been caught on the boundary. Oh, it's a brilliant piece of work. Googe gets to 50. The most eventful way to get to 50. One ball left in the over with Harrison Carlyon on 49. And a top quality piece of fielding from the Nepal captain, Dipendra Singh Array. You've raved about it into the offside, and that is an unbelievable and a slightly less eventful way to reach 50. He takes the catch, throws it back over, and he almost had a chance. And he appreciates the crowd. Googe raises his bat. Jersey 103 for none. One ball left in the over. And a fitting way for both these two opening batters who've got Jersey off to the perfect start. Get to 50 in consecutive balls. Congratulate each other. But they know the job's only half done. Punches it into the offside. Jersey, and a slightly less eventful way to reach 50.
What an eventful last 2 balls that was.
And he appreciates the crowd, raises his bat.
Obviously from Dipendra's point of view.
And a fitting way for both these two opening batters who've got Jersey off to the perfect start. Made it a little bit more difficult for him because the ball was going away from him. Congratulate each other. But they know the job's only half done.
I'm really happy for the two batters. They really showed that there's some great determination to get over that 50 as you see the replay of this
everything was on show there.
It's almost obviously from Dipendra's point of view, if anything, had a bit of work to do to get to the boundary. Away from the ball, made it a little bit more difficult for him because the ball was going away from him, hit into the wind. Probably want to pull it back. I'm really happy for the two batters. They really showed that there's some great determination to get over that 50 as you see the replay of this effort.
One of which DSRA was intentionally about 10 yards in.
If anything.
So it made that job
pulled away from the ball because the ball's going away from him. He's not quite got to the boundary line
take the catch.
as high as he would probably want to be to pull it back in.
Which shows me and everyone watching
too far.
A glimpse of how good his fielding is. Was that two things come to mind then. one of which moment the SRA was intentionally about 10 yards in from the rope. Again beats Gouge on the inside. So it made that job. There was a really brief moment as he was running back towards look over your shoulder and still take the catch. And the other thing, which where is the rope? How far can he? Which shows can he run back to? And everyone just in that split second, he was able to judge of how good his fielding is. Was that little scan?
Like I say, he is renowned for his fielding. He is one of the better fielders around in associate cricket, and now going into franchise cricket, he's really made a name for himself. As he was running back towards the boundary, a split second he looks at the boundary. Where is the rope? How far can he? It's a real can he run back challenge? And it was just in that split second he was able to both judge these two opening batters going back early to the googly. And he, like I say, he is about renowned for each time. Do you think his fielding? He is one of the better fielders around in associate cricket, and now going into franchise cricket, he's really made a name for himself.
Or is it a pretty common dismissal to? And this googly is a real little bit short challenge for the
Sandeep is a bowler who does bowl with a little bit of pace.
Back early to the googly.
So you'll kind of see his
just about getting it out each time.
Coming in.
You think the googly is almost a ball Lamachani will be wanting to
back of the length delivery. However,
more, maybe draw the bats onto the front foot.
It's not quite working at the moment.
Is it a pretty common dismissal?
You do want to draw the batters in.
Lose wickets.
One of his dismissals on Sandeep was a bowler who does bowl with a little bit of pace. So I do want to see him just bowl a little bit slower in the air, a little bit fuller. See if he can draw the batters to come in back of the length, hit down the ground or hit over the top and obviously beat them. It's not quite working at the moment, so you do want to draw the batters in.
Remembered of Jake Dumford.
One of his dismissals on Monday
to that
was slightly fuller, beaten through the gate. So I do want to see him just bowl a little bit slower in the air, a little bit fuller, and he's got that quality to draw the batters to come in. Again, the two spinners now on the ground or hit over the top, and a little bit of pressure back on to the Jersey batters. They've a couple of good overs. It's key now. Again, from a captain's point of view, you want to start looking at trying to build some pressure. If you can't find a wicket, or there's no obvious mistakes from the batters coming, what you want to do is start putting some pressure on from the bowling perspective to build some dots up. Again, the two spinners now, that's the pressure in itself. A little bit of pressure back on. You want a moment of brilliance from your fielders that we nearly had in the last overs. It's key now, again from a captain's point of view, you want to start looking at trying to build some pressure. If you can't find a wicket, or there's no obvious mistakes from the batters coming, what you want to do is start putting some pressure on from the bowling perspective to build some dots up. And equally, that's the pressure in itself. Or you want a moment of brilliance from your fielders like we nearly had in the last over.
On Lamachani straight after the power play. Yes, it's a small fix, but this is a play and a miss from Carline. Look at how he dips down and would you say instantly gets frustrated. Do you think they maybe put on spin too late, or is it minimal? Yes, they had
two things. One, he was off the pitch for 7 or 8 overs, so coming up to the 10-over period there, he was actually doing laps
straight after the power play. Yes, it's a small
so he might have been on the pitch ready to go. But the second thing is, you're right, maybe straight after the
instantly gets
power play is finished,
do you think they maybe
deal than past changes. Well, today banking has a new challenger. It's shift to AI and
ready to go. But the second thing is, so you're right. Yeah, maybe the bigger pitches not to instantly take the power play is finished. The
digital play.
Maybe they could have gone to the fast best premium sort of spin bowler. However, they are here to try and get everybody into the game as often as much as possible.
Well, you can see many think tank like Isewa and many other things happier and cheaper. They could actually user will swing to those swing that company that serve them better. So that's why banking.
Carline just motioning to the in the last few overs, taking his lid off in between the drinks. In between the sets of 6. Top edge on the sweep. It lands safely. Goose had a couple of moments like that where a leading
so
edge
you can see many think tank like
well fielded, and they'll get back for a second run.
To
more good batting. I have just noticed that Carline is slightly struggling out there. Low risk on drive. In the last few overs, taking his lid off in between the star fielder
towards their customers.
Does the work. And on comes a drink. Both two 53 now, these two. There's Jersey now sit on Nell. For none, 23 overs gone. Low risk.
towards their customers.
At what point do these two look to start to up the does the work? And on comes a drink.
25th over.
Bankings has a new challenger or new pusher, which is fintech. So you can see many.
Gone.
You know, few mistakes are starting to come in terms of execution.
At what point these two look to start?
There's something brewing. There's something coming. Either we're going to get a flurry of runs, or we're going to get a breakthrough in the wickets. That's a halfway point. You've got wickets in the tent.
And he finds a single. Dangerous man to take on.
They're just getting a little bit fatigued.
And Carlisle, the man who just requested some water, has had to go through his paces. He looks up to the sky, just asking Patrick Googe why.
There's something brewing. There's something
why
coming.
do that to
Either
me?
We're going to get a flurry of runs, or we're going to get a breakthrough in the wickets.
The last thing you want, isn't it?
Young lad calling you
dangerous
through.
man to take on. Imagine what Carlisle, the man who just requested some water, has had to go through his shot of a man who's potentially getting a bit tired. Up to the sky, just asking Patrick Googe, good save. Why do that to me? Pandey straight off. Carlisle gets back for a two, getting put through his paces. I can see.
Young lad calling you through.
He did just mention the 25 over mark. I wonder if Carlisle might start taking it upon himself to bludgeon a few boundaries away. There's a shot of a man who's potentially getting a bit tired. Bowled well. He's used the good save. To good Pandey. And Carlisle gets back for a two. Short third. Maybe that's just a little sign to Carlisle. I can see. You did maybe be a little bit more aggressive. Mark. I wonder if Carlisle
and also
might
sign that the
start
ball's
taking
probably
it
not
upon
turning as
himself
much for a slip to be in
to
there.
Bludgeon a few boundaries away. Because Sandip Lamachani has,
as we say that, we see a bit of
turn.
turn.
Well, he's used the googly. I must say, you've made a few unbelievable calls over the last few days. Moves out to, but that one didn't quite land. Maybe that's just a little sign to Carlisle that he could maybe be a little bit more aggressive.
So Sandeep's got it wrong. Yeah, and also the ball's probably not turning as much for a slip to be in there.
Yeah, blame the bowler. And now a slip comes back
as we
in.
say that, we see a bit of turn.
I must say, you've made a few unbelievable calls over the last few days. But that one didn't quite land. Always the googly. So nearly.
So Sandeep's got it wrong, I've got it wrong.
Scuttles through onto the stumps. Yeah, blame the bowler. There's a roar from Lamachani in anger. And now a slip comes back in. He sets his standards so high, doesn't he? I think everyone judged that wrong, to be honest.
A great servant to Nepal cricket.
Always the googly.
Early doors, he was shot onto
so nearly.
Very, very quickly.
Scuttles through onto the stumps. There's a roar from Lamachani in anger.
I can feel it.
Well, there's one ball left. He sets his standards so high, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he's been a great servant to Nepal cricket.
Might just happen now.
Fantastic. Early doors, he was shot onto the limelight very, very, very quickly.
Lamachani maybe just lobs one up here. Goes flat. Yes, Ray with the misfield. Well, there's one ball left in the deep survive for Lalit Rajbanshi, and that ends the over. Carlisle gets a single. He moves to 56 and will keep the strike. 24 overs gone. 115 for none. Lamachani maybe just lobs one up here.
Market in the banking sector. What is the difference between Malaysian and Nepal's banking sector and fintech innovation?
Well, we just we learn.
24 overs gone. 115 for none. Whilst Hemant Dami took the first 4 wickets, Arif took 3 of the next 4.
Yeah.
Including Samarar for a golden duck, Ward for 1, and he got the wicket of one of the 2 men out there. You might want to see a bit of Arish Sheikh Carlisle onto the bowling. Wow, he did bowl well, took 3 wickets.
Yeah.
Well. Malaysian and Nepal's banking sector and fintech innovation.
Arif took 3 of the next 4.
Yeah.
Including Samarar for a golden duck, Ward for 1. Harrison Carlisle, the wicket of one of the 2 men out there. The pressure was built. You felt something was brewing, Kaz. And it was a huge swing down the track.
We
and I think that
always
might
been
just be a moment there from Harrison
technologies
shows to you that he was just starting to struggle out there. And he goes for a big swing, misses out.
Harrison Carlyon
for a very, very
has to go.
well made 56 from 80.
The pressure was built. You felt something was brewing, Kaz.
Yeah, I kind of called it.
And it was a huge swing down the track.
You could see it was starting to come.
And I think that might just be a moment
Malaysia.
there from
The difference is that Malaysia have gone out of Malaysia, no longer just serving the Malaysia
Out of Malaysia.
So many of us are going out to compete many competitors, and along the way
as he walks off to a round of applause.
Yeah, I kind of called it,
both from
his teammates, the management, something was going to happen.
Also the hospitality,
miscue as he runs down. Fantastic to try and hit that over mid off
the opening batter. The number
good
77 there.
delivery, good pace.
As we see a breakthrough,
fantastic innings
from Nepal,
from Harrison.
Now I'd love to see a replay of that.
As he walks off to a round of applause.
I'm not quite sure from the angle. I was blocked.
His teammates, the management,
whether that was bowled or
and
stumped.
also the hospitality.
Stumped. Let's have
Fantastic
a Let's make our decision.
From the opening batter, the number 77 there.
Back here, Carlyon. Down the track, missed.
As we see a breakthrough.
Rapid gloves.
From Nepal.
Now, I'd love to see a replay of that.
Close call for the square leg umpire.
I'm not quite sure from the angle. I was blocked from young Patrick Gouge, whether that was bowled or stumped.
Carlyon's got to go. He made a very, very
Let's have a
good
look at
56.
Let's make our decision.
I'll be immensely proud of that.
But I've given
against
up
a good quality
back here,
lineup.
Down
the
track,
track,
missed. He stood
rapid
firm.
gloves.
Hit a few strong
Bit of a
boundaries
close
away.
call
But we see the new
square leg
batter,
umpire.
Nick Greenwood. Was the pick of the Jersey bowlers on Monday.
Carlyon's got to go. He made a very, very good 56.
He's had a lot of time to
He'll be immensely proud of that.
to spend with his
against a
pads
good
on in
quality
the dugout.
lineup,
24 overs
good
of
attack.
He stood firm. And it does come with its challenges, doesn't it, after an
boundaries away.
opening
But we
stand.
see the
Coming
new
in as
batter,
number 3.
Nick Greenwood.
A lot of time sat on the bench waiting to go in. Was the pick of the Jersey bowlers on Monday. See how he does with the bat. And also with the slight pressure to get going quickly. And he's had a lot of time
Yeah, it
to
doesn't, different batters have different
his
cues
pads
and
on in the
different sort of
dugout.
preparations.
24 overs of it.
Some watch every single delivery. Put on
And it does come with its challenges, doesn't it?
strain on the mental side of the aspect before they've even got in.
Time
Other people like to listen to the music and wait for something to happen and get themselves in.
And also with the
There's other people who are other batters
Yeah,
who are
it
just
doesn't,
constantly
fidgeting and
different
constantly
cues and
walking
different
around
sort of
and
preparations, trying to get into the action. Everyone's got their
What is the reason and why they're more
strain on the mental side of the aspect before they've even got in. Other people like to listen to the music and wait for something to happen and get themselves in.
with the bat.
There's other people who are
I
batters who are
personally
just
could never not open
constantly
bat.
fidgeting and constantly walking around
So,
and trying to get into the
if you
action.
continue to become
Everyone's got their different cues and
being
and
able
how
to
they prep
juggle,
up on the sides.
sitting for a period of time, which could either be
spend
one
a bit of your
ball
playing career
or
both
5
5
hours in the middle order. With
Yeah.
the bat.
Oh, great question. Great question.
I personally could never.
Try
not
to stay there
open
as
the
long
bat.
as possible so it kills the innings down.
How did you go about?
I think from my point of view,
being able to juggle,
opening was something that I was
sitting
manufactured
for a
into
period of
because
time,
we
which could
had
either
a
be one
position
ball
available
or
and at the time
5
the team
hours.
that we were playing for. Yeah. Oh, great question. Great question. It was something that was asked of me, and I kind of took responsibility. So it kills the second, and then eventually going down to. But after a couple of years, from my point of view, going down to sort of 1 down, where I was opening was something that I was that position a little bit manufactured into because we. But the key thing for me is available and why would you want to face a new ball? We were playing for a new challenge. Put the team into a really good position. It was something that was asked of me, and I kind of took responsibility. Kicks in, and then eventually going down to, after a couple of years of opening, going down to sort of 1 down, where I was
and as we see,
I favoured that position a little bit more.
Keeper.
But the key thing for me is
he's got Hemant
why would
Dami's
he want
shirt
to
on.
face a
Whether
new
that
ball,
is actually Hemant Dami,
a new challenge, put the team into a really good position.
We'll have to find out for you.
Power
Because
play.
we did struggle a little bit on Monday with 2 number
restrictions are in
13s out on the
place.
pitch. We'll do our best to let you know who that is. But
as
after
we
a
see,
very, very good stumping, Asif
change of
Sheikh
wicketkeeper.
does depart the field. He'll be having
Now,
a little bit of
he's got Hemant
break.
Dami's
shirt on.
24
Whether that
over
is
mark.
actually Hemant Dami, we'll have to find out for you because we did struggle a little bit on Monday with 2 number
facing
13s
Lamachani
down the
with a
pitch. We'll do our
confident
best to
push into the offside.
let you know who that is, but after a very, very good stumping, Asif Sheikh does depart the field. He'll be having a little bit of a break at the 25 over mark. Take a single, even post a breakthrough for Greenwood. Nepal. It continues to be a little bit flat out there in the field. Time facing Lamachani with a confident push into the offside. And Jersey batters, it gives them the ability to keep going about their business. Patrick Gouge in particular will be targeting 3 figures, that's for sure. 117 for 1 here, Jersey. He's got to take a single, even post a breakthrough for problem to solve with Lamachani. Continues to run in. To be a little bit flat out there in the field. Takes a single into the offside, well fielded by ability to keep going about their business. Patrick Gouge in particular will be targeting 3 figures, that's for sure. Might be me being a little bit harsh here. 117 for 1 here. But do you think it's a slight technical issue? A lot of Lamachani's mighty problem to solve with Lamachani continues to run in.
He does bowl it quick through the air.
Takes a single into the offside, well fielded by Kushal Patel.
He's not one to get over the top of his delivery.
This might be me being
races away past the 45 position on the leg side.
Do you think it's a slight technical issue? A lot of Lamachani's bugles are tending just to be a fraction.
You adopt to...
Effective. He does bowl it quick through the air. And trickle down trajectory wise, he's not one to get
misfield
over
there.
The top of his delivery.
Fielder at short fine.
Data and your knowledge can be good thing to let people to do adoptions.
Okay.
People must understand what you're offering.
I would love to see a batter be forced to get on the front foot to the googly. See if Lamachani can really lob a few up there. Maybe he's not getting quite enough fielder at short fine. Lamachani definitely won't be too happy. The eye-line with confidence, but I'm sure Lamachani's got something up his sleeve. Continues to that drive pops through the hands of Kushal Patel. The standards in the field have just ever so slightly dropped it for Nepal. I would love to see a batter be forced to get on the front pressure up as Jersey. See if Lamachani can really lob a few up there. Maybe he's not getting quite enough purchase to be able to put it up above the eye line with confidence. But I'm sure Lamachani's got something up his sleeve.
Contrast difference to what we saw.
That drive pops through the hands of Kushal Patel. The standards in the field have just ever so slightly dropped it for Nepal.
It didn't help in the first over.
They need to keep the pressure up as Jersey get through to 1-2-4 for 1.
Yeah, and you know the standards have been okay so far for the fielding standards. Slight contrast difference to what we saw the other night on Stuart Lord. Probably being efficient, being on it, a little bit more clinical in the field, making any mistakes. And that's another challenge you have on. It didn't help in the first over or so. Very early doors. Bowling first, it's a different challenge. It's a new day's fresh challenge. So you gotta try. The standards have been okay so far, but I'm pretty sure the Nepal management under
now as we see Kushal Patel, he was doing some warming up with his spin
in the field
into the glove.
That's
into
another
the
challenge
of Stuart Law on the sidelines, but now he's here.
You are bowling first. It's a different challenge. It's a new day. It's a fresh challenge.
Spins himself.
So you gotta try and tick all the boxes as much as possible.
And slashed away. Now as we see Kushal Patel, half-century, he's doing some warming up with his strikers as a drag down begins the spell from Patel on the sidelines, but now he's here, ready to go. Definitely a less breezy day at Grainville. The catch, and he's in now. Still the clashed away remains by the man with the half-century. Patrick Greenwood, the non-strikers, as a drag down begins the spell from Patel. With 1s and 2s. Definitely a less breezy day. So we just get a still moment in today's weather. Still the cloud cover remains than we had for the first one day. And Greenwood continues to tick punches up to long off for an extra 1s and 2s. Gouge continues to impress. Still moment in today's weather. I wonder if Patel might just be one of those bowlers today that we had from the first one day in the longer format when a partnership is set. Gouge goes back, punches up, pitches long off for good for batting. Actually, a part-time leggy is the kind of bowler that could break a partnership, whether it's used to impress a drag down or a magic delivery.
I wonder if Bertel might just be one of those bowlers
to resolve the hard court and try to.
light up and think the partnership is
A lot of people spend a lot of money to.
when a pitch is good for
And
batting.
he's bowled alright, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
put the ball in the right areas.
Part-time leggy is the
Ball
kind
into
of
his
bowler
field.
that could break a partnership, whether
He
it's
looks to bring
with a
in
drag down or a magic delivery,
a slight fielding change here.
or whether it's a
Depender from
delivery
mid on,
which just might
moving
make the batter's eyes
to
light up and think that
long
it's
on
a boundary on offer.
and fielder at deep mid wicket coming
Greenwood
inside the
remains
ring.
patient there,
And he's bowled alright,
It's a
hasn't
good
he?
delivery.
He's put the ball in the right areas.
hanging the ball on
Ball
about
into
a
his
4
field.
stump line with a bit of
As he looks to bring in
leg spin, but that ends the over.
a slight fielding
Right,
change
hands the
here.
cap back to Bertel and Jersey.
Depender from mid on,
27
moving
for one from their
to
27 overs
long
and
on.
continue to tick along
and
nicely.
a
And
fielder
now the
at
question
deep mid wicket
remains
coming inside the ring.
at what point Jersey will
That's a
look
good
to start
delivery.
picking up through the gears and hanging
And
the
me
ball on about a
personally, I
4th,
reckon
5th
we'll
stump
probably
line
wait
with a bit
until
of
about the
leg spin, but that ends the over.
35 over mark, which
Right,
might
hands
seem
the
late
cap back
for you.
to Bertel.
Yeah,
and
traditionally
Jersey
teams tend to go
it's
around
127 for one
32,
from their 27 overs
35
and
at the
continue
latest.
to
The
tick
last
along
15 overs,
nicely.
that's
And
18 overs.
now the question
They're trying
remains
to
of
capitalise as much as possible,
at what
especially
point
in this position. You've got
Jersey will
wickets in the
look to
10.
start picking up
They
through
could
the
go
gears.
earlier if
And me
the
personally,
two set
I reckon
batters
we'll
were
probably
in.
wait until
But
about
obviously
the
you've got a change up in
37,
Nick
35
Greenwood coming
over
in.
mark, which might seem late for you.
Yeah, traditionally Might teams need a tend to little go bit of time around into the crease, you know,
although he's on
9
32,
off 12.
35
really
at the
well
latest,
since
the
the
last
last
15 overs, last 18
But
overs.
yeah,
They're
trying to capitalise as much as possible, especially with in this position. You've got wickets
Accelerate
in the 10. If they could go earlier, if that 300 mark,
two set
should definitely be a. But obviously you've got
be a target
You've
for
got a change up in Nick Greenwood coming in, who's might need a little bit of time into the crease. Although he's on 9 off 12, he's done really well since he's been in. But yeah, at some point they're going to have to
Kush getting
accelerate
really low.
That 300 mark should definitely be a target for me.
Good player of spin. Movements are quick. Chani searching for a wicket now. Kush getting really low on the board. Into his shots off the front foot. It's a good sign of a good player of spin. Beautiful shot. Movements are quick. Rushes through for the first run, even though it's got single written all over it. Chani searching for a wicket now. Can he get one on the board? Beautiful shot. Great sign of a
Jersey.
Kush.
He's batted really well
for the first run, even
showed
though
some
it's got
confidence.
single written all over it.
Pulled really well. Looked to really get
Great
into his
sign.
stride here. Jersey. He's good.
batted
really well. Game plan
Showed
against
some
spin has been
confidence.
good so far. Pulled really well. Looked to really get
watchful
into his
early
stride
doors
here
against
the seamers. He's looked a really good find. Game plan against spin
Fixed
has been good so
deposit
far.
and saving account.
He's obviously
Then you have
early doors against the seamers.
country from China, from all country have own QR
Mature
codes.
beyond his years at the moment. Good glove work from the man who's been subbed on. But yeah, Kush just looking mature beyond his years at the moment. So Lamachani. Lofts a good length ball outside the line of off stump. I am enjoying watching Lamachani go about his business and outside the line of off stump, lobbing the odd ball up. I am enjoying watching Lamachani go about his business, and there is the googly again, just a touch short. We'll definitely be looking to pitch that one up, but that ends the over. In class, 129 for one, as we now see Kushal Patel. We'll definitely be looking to pitch that one up, but that ends the over. A few stats. 129 for one, as we now see Kushal Patel. He's bowled exactly 100 overs bowling, and I can now deliver you a few stats about his one-day international bowling career. He's bowled exactly 100 overs now. Best figures: one maiden, 4 for 20 coming against. He also has a 4 for 23. He also has a 4 for 23 against the USA. And the man behind the stumps who has been subbed on for massive shake at the 25 over mark. Shake at the 25 over mark. It's Binod Bandari. Kushal Patel making a few tinkers and changes to his field. Fine leg comes slightly squarer. DSRA is out at long on. Deep wicket 2. Here's Patel. And Gooch comes to single up towards Array. Skipper. Jersey tick over the 130 mark. Gooch into 60s.
Yeah, you'd want to get Gooch playing as long as possible now. He's obviously been in 7-foot deliveries for his 60.
A sweetly timed drive beats cover fielder. Yeah, just from a personal player point of view, he'll be
secure our data.
To bat time, almost be the anchor throughout this Jersey innings.
Scam, for example.
Take another quick single, brilliant batting, great intensity. Would you say that when you've got, let's say you've got to bat a set, like we have here, it might depend on the batter, but is it up to the man who's set to kick on, or is it up to the players who can come in around him to kick on, or are you looking for positivity from both? Let's come back to it after this ball. Greenwood looks for a 2, Gooch is keen, and a slight misfield brings about the second rung. Patel is furious with his man out there. But what would you say? Whose job is it to start kicking on?
It's a $1 million question you just asked me there. I also think it's the intent of where you're playing as well, and what level you're playing at. Obviously when you get club cricket, you get guys who are coming in and they want to work around the batter who's been in there for a long period of time. They'll end up taking the high risk element and keep the batter who's been in for a while to just bat longer so that he can have a little bit of a break and then go on and kick on a little bit later. I think in the higher level game, you'll get the guy who's just come in to support as much as possible the guy who's been in for long periods of time, and then when he's ready, they can alternate between the two on who kicks on and who doesn't. But the key thing here is you cannot give your wickets away cheaply. Patrick Gooch has done really well, and I'm sure from a personal perspective he'll want to keep batting out there for the longest period. But from a team perspective as well, the longer he bats, the more runs they're putting onto the board with a guy who's in form and who's been there for long periods.
Well, Jersey still with plenty of firepower to come. The likes of Jonty Jenner, who spoke so well out there at the toss. Another challenge.
AI can affect job holders of banking sector or entire corporate industry.
You've asked for it, and it's time for the man who took 3
Those
wickets
bankers will not adopt AI, they will be replaced. Those people that adopt AI, they won't replace. Same guy, same person, okay, in the bank. If persons do not adopt to the AI, then this person will be replaced.
Okay.
By another person who knows how to use AI.
Which means if you
how to use AI.
Which means if you can't use AI, you are going to replace.
moves through low.
Skiddy bowler.
Yes, but it's a site we've seen a lot of, as you mentioned earlier today, from that end. The ball's having more of a tendency to shoot through low. Good glove work from Binod.
You are
Again, there it is. I wonder if that's just more a sign of the skiddy nature of the bowler.
AI, they won't replace. Same guy, same person.
They get a massive thick edge. Or a slight nick into the keeper's glove here. Playing that shot.
Right.
The tactic is obviously have the keeper up and try and get him play from the crease. Skid the ball on as much as possible.
And that one picks up, as Gooch predicted, and gets a single out towards Raj Banchu, does the work.
It's when those flat-batted shots come with the extra risk when there is that variable bounce. And it's a shot he really enjoys. He's using the pace down towards third man in the backward point region. The late cut is a shot he executes well. There's a sign of the ball just picking up off the back of a length ball.
It's a rare sign from that end, a ball just taking off. A lot of balls have kept sort of almost waist height, sort of thigh pad height. So that's just a great take behind the stumps.
Gooch, a young lad, now in his 60s. Different players, obviously. We'll be thinking about the milestone. And that feels like a better shot to play on that length with the straight back, being able to cope with the varying bounce, but that ends the over 135-1. Now, 30 over mark. Let's have a think, Kaz. Jersey, 300 still the target?
Absolutely. I think from this position, 20 overs in, another 165 or 20 overs. You'd like to think they would get there with wickets in the tent. And I think they'll be a really good platform and another tick in the box from the batting department to get up to that 300 mark.
It's just worth remembering, Jersey still only have 135 runs. Yes, with 30 overs in, they've lost the one wicket. But if Jersey try and kick on too early and lose a couple of wickets, all of a sudden 135 for 3 or 4 doesn't quite as convincing.
Okay. So the token.
As he cuts confidently down the ground. And I'd say the role for Gooch now is just to bat through the 50. Kick on when he's ready, but it's actually up to the other players more to come in and take on the wrist shots you mentioned.
Yeah, almost give him a little bit of a breather for 10 overs and let him go again in the last 10. But he's got to stick around as much as possible. Keep rotating strike.
Pulled away nicely, skipping along the boundary. Nick Greenwood gets the boundary to his name. He moves to 16. And a slight drag down from Kushal Patel as he whips out. I've never seen that. He's pulled almost a string out of his playing bottoms.
I think what you've just seen there is often players cut the trousers so it fits around the ankle a little bit better, and the threading from the ankle, what he's cut out is probably was quite loose there.
Well, I hope he doesn't have a trousers malfunction. We don't want to see that. No, we don't. Especially a man of his quality. Solid punch through the covers.
Although I do believe he is a bit of a gym buff, so I'm sure his tattoos and his pectoral muscles and everything else, I'm sure he's not shy of a selfie in front of the mirror. I don't think he'll mind having a malfunction anyway.
Well played from Gooch. Thought about to. The Jersey batters have been so impressive. Everything you look for in a 50 over innings in terms of the first 30. They put away bad balls. And running between the wickets has been top class. There's no sign of Gooch getting tired out there.
No, they're doing really well, and a typical Jersey performance with the bat.
in the first 30 overs has been really good to see. Against a really quality opposition from Nepal. I think they've done really well. They've shown they can have some resilience in coming back from the performance from the other day. But they've also shown that they've played some good cricket shots, they've respected good deliveries, they've played off the bad balls, but they've also looked to rotate the strike, which is quite key at this point, which they didn't do a lot of. I mean, bear in mind, we did lose a lot of wickets, but it's good to see that they're picking up singles inside the ring and rotating strike. And they've capitalised on the short ball and the boundary ball as much as possible.
They just have to hope now, right, that the collapse doesn't come, because the collapse would ruin all the hard work. And if they, I mean, similar to Nepal, where they were on Monday. Again, looking to Googe, good fielding out in the deep, but at the 35th over in Nepal's first innings, they were 172. And then it ended up on 250.
Largely down to a massive shower and change of condition in the pitch, and dare I say, excellent bowling from Jersey, who came out with a real definitive plan. So credit goes to Jersey. Not sure we're going to get quite the same rainfall, and also the condition changing on the pitch. Shot
back to the square, but fielder out there, well placed, collects. So I guess my question here now is, excluding the rainfall, there is still the potential that if they get the next 10 overs or so wrong, Jersey would be incredibly unhappy with the score below 250.
Yeah, you'd like to think that 115 overs takes them to 250 with 5 overs to go.
Okay.
Literal 5 overs to go, and trying to get up that, they might have a good spell in there, but 15 overs, 100 runs, it's not unheard of at this level with this amount of wickets. So I would probably say even 100, 120, 130. With that kind of batting there from that explosion that we've just seen from Patrick Googe, a short ball from Arif, he's tucked into that and it's gone towards the cow corner area. Fantastic cricket shot for 4 runs.
He's done that so well there, hasn't he? The way he's used that pull shot to great effect. And so often the short balls haven't hurried him. It's how he got out on Monday. And almost the fact that Nepal have targeted it has worked to his favour because he is so strong on the back foot.
Yeah, and I've got a question why he's bowled short when there's no deep cow corner out there. The only fielder that's deep seems to be just behind square. And in all the pull shots that we've seen so far, bar the swivel pull that's gone behind 45, sorry, fine leg, everything's gone in front of square leg. So you can question the tactic.
It doesn't seem to be a huge amount of real clear planning from the Nepal balls. We see Rajbanshi take over. Greenwood queries the prospect of a quick cover single. Jersey took over the 150 mark now, with 32 overs gone. Single taken this time, putting the fielder under pressure. Causes a fumble in the pick-up. Now Patrick Googe is on 70. Greenwood has done his job to perfection, under the radar, getting up to 20 marks, seeing himself in after a long opening stand.
great stop from Patel. You can see there's a few fielders out there where the Jersey batters just hesitate that little bit more about the chance of a single.
Yeah, absolutely. And a fine, flying, crucial, brutal mid-wicket doing the work for the left-arm spinner. Crucial in that area.
Gooch has rotated the strike well down the ground. And it's the way he hits gaps with conviction. As a head coach, when you look at a young batter coming through, and the key signs which show true potential, how much is it that impresses you around the striking of the ball? Because when Gooch has built it, it has gone a long way, but what I found so impressive is when he looks for singles, he really firmly strikes it into a gap. He hits the deep field, or he'll hit someone in the ring. As we pause for a drink break on 153 for 1, how important is that when you're looking for young talent?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the key criteria that you want from a batting perspective is players who can rotate the strike, who are game intelligent, so they have an ability to play back foot, front foot off both fast bowlers and spinners, but also who are players who've got a little bit of power, but also the finesse of the touch cricket, so they can find the angles, they can rotate the strike, they can get in between, making really good decisions, and they look to value the wickets. But also, some batters who have some acceleration in the plan as well. So these are the criteria that I would be looking for if I'm looking for a young batter. Obviously, a great point for young cricketers out here. It's not always about power, and the lads who've got power sometimes don't have the finesse, the touch cricket, the angles, and the lads who've got finesse don't always have the power. A little bit like Joe Root when he was younger.
And Patrick Gooch, he's been so impressive. On 71 off 87 balls. You can see Greenwood there on 20 from 31. Just the one wicket today. Harrison Carr falling for 56 from 80 balls. The bowling of Raj Banshi stumped well behind by Assis Sheikh. And that left them 115 for 1, just before the halfway mark, and now Jersey past 150 with 17 overs to go. Let's get your prediction.
Prediction time. 17 overs to go. I'm still looking around the 280, 300 mark. I'm confident that the Jersey batters have shown some real skill. But I'm also confident that Nepal aren't just going to rest easy, and they're going to look to show more determined finish, and they will pick up a few wickets, so there will be a little bit of a restriction. I'd love to see them go past 300 and see really put the pressure back onto the Nepal guys, but I still think that Nepal have got enough quality in the bowling lineup to restrict Jersey to around about 270, 290, something like that.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think that 280 mark is what they'll aim for. There is the chance if they go pushing for that 300, that's just around 9 runs per over from here. And if these two batters just go a little bit too early, if they go too soon, all of a sudden, if it doesn't come off, you've got two new batters coming out for the last 15 overs.
The danger is that you leave it too late. You've got 7 overs left before the 40th over. You've had 60 balls effectively to get the runs. And like I say, if you're losing wickets on a regular basis, you end up falling way short of that. You might even get to sort of the 240 mark. But you want to see how long Gooch can kick in for, and Nick Greenwood supporting him as much as possible. I would love to see a flurry of runs coming through. I think spectators want it, we want it. You know, everybody around the world wants to see a really good score put here, but also from Nepal's point of view, they've really run the fielders around. The bowlers have come in and everyone's had a bit of a spell. Everyone's got some quality overs in. I'd love to see Sandeep 6 overs, – 9 for 22. I'd love to see Sandeep coming in and finishing his 10 overs. the two fast bowlers will probably be coming back on. So Sampal Kami and Hemant Dami, they'll be looking to come back in and try and get some overs, as will Karan KC. The interesting thing for me is Lalit, who's gone for 1 for 20, who's the only one who's picked up a wicket here off his 8 overs. Maybe he can bowl out his 10 and really build some confidence up in trying to get his 10 overs. Again, it is a great day out for the boys to get some quality practice in, probably the last practice before they move on to the Netherlands for their Challenge 2 League. Be interesting to see whether they do.
Well, Lalit Rajbanshi, I think, has been a real performer today for Nepal, and he's cased for a solid spot in this side, and you can see 1 for 20, going up 2.5 runs and over. And I must say, on Monday he looked a little bit subdued. Sandeep Lamachani was landing the ball well, he took the wicket off the 2 spinners, and Rajbanshi felt like he couldn't quite get into his spell. And maybe just that short spell with the new ball that helped him get into his rhythm today, and he's looked brilliant. Here's Arif. Lofted drive, it's gone off the outside edge and run down towards third man where Lamachani does fielding.
We're on the last drink break. We had a flurry of boundaries straight after. I wonder what we're going to get over here. The one bowler who's not actually had a ball or turned his arm over yet is Dipendra, a darker who bowls very, very quick off spin.
Chance for a run out. Brilliant piece of work from Rohit Patel, the skipper. But again, more good running from the Jersey batsman. I would quite like to see Nandan Yadav get another spell under his belt. He's only bowled 2 overs today. As this is a chance out towards the backward point fielder, who's out on the boundary and ends up taking it well on the bounce. Very, very similar to how Harrison Carlisle got dismissed in the first game. That sort of rash pull shot off the top edge, caught at a deep point, but not this time. But yeah, I don't think Nandan Yadav has quite been given the chance to pull off a job he can do well. Greenwood takes a single out in the covers.
Yeah, and the danger is you don't give him any more overs, and he goes into a big tournament having had this experience and this level of outcome. As a captain, maybe even as a head coach, I'd want all my bowlers going into the big tournament fully confident that they can execute the skills. That's not been his 2 overs so far. It looked relatively easy to play, but I would like to sort of maybe just get him in a couple more overs where he feels more confident leading the pitch today.
Obviously it's challenging, you can't please everybody, but is the priority for Nepal, for a player like Nandan Yadav, or for someone who's low on confidence, actually to really give them a solid run out on a day like this? Or, you know, now with the game situation needing a wicket, do you then prioritise that wicket taking? It's a tricky challenge.
It is a very tricky challenge, but also you're in the period of the game now where you're going to have to rely on your resources who are going to close the game out for you in a big tournament. So you can't just keep throwing the ball, you know, to everybody. I think that stage has gone now. Yeah, we're coming up to the last 15-16 overs of the game, where the guys who are bowling at the back end of the games in their major tournament will want to practice their skills and make sure they're right as well. So the fast bowlers in Sampal Kami, Karan KC, you know, Hemant, these guys will want to be coming back in as they did on the first game, just to sort of close out their skills and make sure that they can do the final preparations in a game situation, which is a different pressure to doing it in a net environment.
Valuable time out on the pitch for both sides here. Rajbanshi bowling his penultimate over of his spell, and the pick of the bowlers so far for Nepal in this slanted approach he has to the crease. Down the track comes Guj. I think he's hit the gap here. Yes, he has. And it's Bim Sharkey out in the deep, who does some nimble work.
hitting it with the breeze, into the breeze. Didn't really quite get hold of it. It was a bit of a clothy sort of toe sound.
There he's targeting the cow corner area. And Rajbanshi again continuing to prove hard to put away. Kushal Patel out here at long on, I reckon knows he's in the game here, with Jersey batters looking to up the ante. But again, Rajbanshi holds his line and length. The support he's getting from his skipper Rohit at cover, he's very impressed with his left arm spinner.
If there was one area of maybe a little bit of a critical observation, is that maybe they've just allowed the left arm spin to be bowled to them. I would love to see a little bit more aggression coming out, using the crease a little bit more, trying to attack the left arm spinner into out, to trying to hit the vacant sort of over extra cover region, trying to hit the deep fielders a bit more often. At the moment we've seen a lot of balls that have gone into short cover, backward point, gone back to the bowler playing straight. Maybe look to manoeuvre that a little bit more.
As that ends the 35th, 159 for 1. Just building on your point there, Kaz, how challenging is it for a spin bowler when these players of spin can pull out the sweep, pull out the reverse sweep, and it feels like that shot might be what's missing from that